And we are live. How's everybody doing tonight? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and you're watching and/or listening to ABL Live. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. You could be almost anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me live on the show, and I appreciate y'all for that. We got a whole lot going on all over the internet, all over mainstream media, social media, everywhere, and I don't know where to start. First of all, we got quite a bit of drama from the whole submarine kerfuffle. Did the Navy hear about the implosion on Sunday? Did they hear it implode and refuse to tell us until Thursday? Oh, we're trying to find it. There's some banging noises. They might still be living the whole time they knew that the sub had exploded. We'll talk about that in a minute. Also, the Russian coup. Was it a coup? Was not a coup? Was it a false flag? Is it already over? What's going on over in Russia? Can Ukraine and the West and NATO somehow take advantage of the situation? We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, did you guys see the 32-year-old woman who was a high school student? She enrolled in not one, not two, but 3 different high schools in the Boston area. We'll speak about that in a minute. Also, California innovating in a not so good way. Lab-grown chicken. You're going to get chicken produced in a matrix pod type situation that you're going to be able to eat coming up immediately. We'll talk about all those things and more on tonight's episode of ABL Live. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. Thank y'all for being here. Couldn't do the show without you. If you like what you're hearing so far, if you enjoy the content in general, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all of that good stuff. We got a whole lot going on tonight. Thank y'all again for being here. We're going to get into quite a few topics. I got a few videos that I've not shown you guys yet on my channel that we're going to get into. We got a lot happening. Shout out to you guys for being here. Where do we begin? First of all, shout out to the sponsors. Shout out to AnthonyBLogan.com. That is ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN.com. Once you go to the front page of my website, I have articles for each video that I produce. So if you're ever wondering where a source is or where a full video is or where a particular article that I'm reading is, go to the front page of the website. It'll be right there on the sources section of the particular article that corresponds to the video in question. Again, AnthonyBLogan.com. Check it on out right there. Also, go to the contact page of the website, AnthonyBLogan.com/contact, to find my email address, my snail mail address, my social media accounts, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. All that good stuff is right there on the contact page. And if you're ever wondering if it's me talking that, you're talking about get rich with Forex or Bitcoin or a scam coin or whatever kind of random, podunk, weird thing, first of all, it's not. But second of all, if you really want to double check just to make sure that everything's on the up and up, just go to the contact page. If the email or phone number or whatever that you are communicating with is not there, it's not me. And you know the best way to eliminate any kind of suspicion? Hey, if you don't hear my voice, it's not me. And I don't think there's an AI model yet that can get my voice down. I have a very unique voice. So if you don't hear me talking at you, if you don't see my face, it's not me. I don't want to get any emails from y'all talking about, hey, I got scammed, talking about Bitcoin and give me $1 million to get $500,000 out of an account. I don't want to hear about no Nigerian scammer or no 1,000-pound Lithuanian person laying on their bed scamming you. Ain't nobody got time for that in 2023. But also, shout out to patriotpost.us. They are your best source of news and information. Please check them out through the link in the description box. And we got a whole lot to get through. Shout out to you guys. shout out to you guys. Oh, matter of fact, speaking about the whole thing of getting scammed, somebody said it right here. Now, I'm not sure if they were playing or what, but this is what I'm talking about. What would Al Bundy do? I'm not sure if you're trolling or you're just playing or if you're dead serious. Says, ABL, I tried to talk to you after you replied to my comment. I sent the money and everything, and then you disappeared. What's up with that? Now, I don't know if you're just playing because you know what I'm going to do as far as my warning in the beginning, but that's not me. Okay, you did not talk to me in the YouTube comment. It wasn't me. Okay, show me the email that you responded to. If it's not contact@anthonyblogan.com, if it's not on my website, I can 1000% guarantee it's not me. And I say this every single time. I don't know the first thing about Bitcoin, Forex. I don't even know what that means. What would that mean? Foreign exchange? I have no idea anything about that. So you gave your money, if you serious, which you might not be, but you gave your dinero to some dude named Adewale Unguluye in Lagos, or a guy with 14 vowels in his first and last name in some old Eastern Bloc nation in Europe. It wasn't me. I 1000% guarantee you on that. But that is that we got quite a few things to get through. Shout out to you guys again. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. I got quite a few videos on deck that I have not shown you guys. I'm going to get to a few of those. But where am I going to begin? We got to talk about the Russian coup, all that good stuff in a moment. I got quite a few videos from that. That whole thing is really crazy, all over the place. Really kind of weird. Just honest, it's just kind of perplexing to me. That's probably the best way to say that. Hold on, Michael Critchlow, give me a super chat right here. And I'm going to read all the super chats at a certain point later, but I see this one right here in front of my face. It says, did you hear about the guy who drove his tractor trailer off Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel? His third child was born after the crash. RIP. Yeah, that's crazy. I've heard about those big rigs all the time crashing on that because of the wind. Like, that bridge is not really safe all the time. It's safe sometimes, but when that wind starts kicking, because that ocean breeze is something else. That's a whole different kind of wind right there. It's not really something to play with. When that wind's coming into the shore, it can be a lot. And that bridge is 20 miles long. There's no other land right there. They built that like on a barrier reef. It's not really. Yeah, so RIP to the guy who died on the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel. But that's kind of what happens out there, unfortunately. No, that's kind of what happens. I've seen the Bay Bridge where on the bridge, once you get toward like the last tunnel, maybe even the first, I think it has two tunnels on it. Once you get to, I think, the last tunnel, the water, it's so much wind that the wind is blowing the water up on the bridge. So you're literally driving, and then there's water from the ocean coming onto your actual lane, and then you got to go up under the water in the tunnel. It's not a very pleasing sight. I tell you what, it's definitely something that is a little bit scary, to say the least. Definitely a little bit scary. I got some videos for you guys that we're going to get into. Here's one. Oh, matter of fact, hold on. First, I'm going to show one of these man on the street interviews that always happens. Shout out to Fleckus Talks. I forget my guy's name that does the actual questions. It's not Fleckus, but it's his homie that does the questions. You guys have seen these videos, I'm sure, but I'm going to play one of them right here. And we're going to get to all the sub nonsense as well, but check it out. Here's some questions. Now, you guys watching me, I don't care how old you are. You could be 85 or 5. You could be a brand new baby. I think that a lot of these questions should be answerable by you guys right here in the chat. So let me put some sound on, RIP headphone users, and let me get this video revealed. All right, let's do it this way. There we go.
The capital.
So first question, what is the capital of the USA? Now, if you guys don't know the answer to that question, you're in the wrong place. Okay, or maybe you've not been here long enough to really learn some of these basic things. What is the capital of the US of A? And let's hear some of the answers, shall we?
The capital of the USA is?
Isn't the capital USA?
Yeah. What is the capital?
USA? United States?
So the question was, what is the capital of the USA? And she's like, well, isn't it USA, United States? Isn't that the capital?
Yeah, like of the states, what's the capital?
America?
Yeah, it was a trick question. You got me.
So his name is Justin Awad. Shout out to him. Justin Awad and Fleckers Talks collaborating for these Man on the Street interviews.
You know who the first president of the United States was?
Abraham Lincoln.
Do you know how many stars there are on the U.S. flag?
100? I don't know. No, 200, something like that. I don't know.
Yes, around the capital.
So that was just a little quick sneak peek. I might have another one. I'm gonna try to find a fuller one. But yeah, 200 stars on the flag, right? 200 stars on the flag. So it's two. So you see my flag right here, then the flag's in the back. There's 200 stars. Yeah, 100, 200, whatever, random number. Hey, if it was Barack Obama, he'd say what, 57, 56, 57 stars on the flag? That's what he would say, right? Remember that when they asked him how many states there were? Hold on. Yeah, Justin Awad. Let me see if I can find a more a lengthy version. But yeah, shout out to him. Now, here's one.
Do you know what ocean is on?
Here is an interesting one.
The east coast of the USA?
What ocean is touching the east coast of the USA? All right, y'all let me know. Y'all let me know which ocean touching the east coast. Now let's see what the people on the street have for answers. I see my man right here has on nice streetwear, nice expensive clothing, Jordans and everything else. All right, but let's see if his mental capacity, if his knowledge, if his information matches the money he spent on his outfit.
Huh?
What ocean is on the east coast of the USA?
I don't know.
Guess an ocean. What do you think?
I'm not.
Guess an ocean.
Pacific? I don't know.
Yes, good. If somebody gives you $1 every single day for an entire year, then how much money do you have at the end?
So, question, how much is $1 every day for 1 year? Okay. It should be a pretty simple equation, right? You know how many days in the year times 1. Let's see if we get a correct answer. Somebody says Indian Ocean. Hilarious. The Arctic. Okay, there we go. Lake Ontario. Yes. Okay. Niagara, the Black Sea. Yeah, let's go with the Baltic Sea. That's on the east coast of the USA. All right, let's go with that.
Okay, but
Around how much?
I wonder for the entire year. Guess like 1,000.
Dollars?
Yes.
Yes, good. What shape is the Pentagon?
What shape is the Pentagon? All right, that's a head scratcher right there, right? That is a head scratcher.
Like in Washington, D.C.
A hexagon.
Why would you say that? Why would you pick a different shape other than the one that's right here? Is that a trick question? That might be a trick question. My man said hexagon. Yo, that's crazy.
Yes.
Somebody said a triangle. Hilarious.
How long does each president serve their term?
2 years.
Yes, good. How many branches of government we have?
8.
8 branches of government. Okie dokie. 8 branches. So do you guys know the answer to the question? How many branches of government do we have?
Yes, nice. Can you name one of them?
No. Nah.
You can't name a branch?
Nope.
Guess. Give me. What do you think a branch is?
I don't know.
Like you're asking too much. First of all, you're asking how many of these branches are there, but we got to get to step 1. What's a branch? What's that? I know what Jordans are. I know what streetwear is. I know what skinny jeans are, but a branch, what's that? I don't know that. 3 branches: executive, judicial, legislative. Is that right? Y'all let me know.
Like what you mean?
Like a branch of government.
Protection, like I don't know, protect the president. Something like
Yes, good.
Okay, there we go.
If something's $100 and it's 15% off, how much do you pay?
Come on, man. Okay, Now, this is a little bit, whoever wrote these captions, I don't know if it was Justin that did this, but the dollar sign's in the wrong place. We'll let that slide, right? Because everybody can't be rocket scientists, right? The percentage is in the right place, but the dollar sign's in the wrong place. So, and is that the proper equation? Let's not worry about the proper equation, what a dollar sign should be. Let's not worry about that. Let's worry about how much is, if you took 15% off 100, how much will you be left with? I mean, really, you could just take off all the signs and just do a simple subtraction because it's 100. So that'd be pretty simple right there.
Is it 100% off?
15.
$100 and 15% off. That's a whole video.
Oh, so you the order?
She's so stupid. It's 50% off. 15. He said 50.
15.
I'm sorry,
15.
I don't know. I don't know this. My mom.
Guess.
60. $60.
Yes, good.
So, like, you know what? When you go to some of these stores, right? When you go to a store and there's a young person, sometimes, a lot of you young guys are brilliant, smarter than I am. But sometimes when you go to a store and you have cash, it becomes an issue. Like, let's say something costs $15.25. You hand the young person behind the counter a 20 and a quarter. They're looking perplexed. Like, what's this? What I'm supposed to do with this? they trying to call the manager. It's like, yo, give me $5 back. It cost $15.25. I gave you a 20 plus a quarter. Give me $5 back. Rather than giving me $4.75. Just give me a clean, smooth $5 bill. They can't do it. They can't do it because they're used to their phones and calculators. They're not used to just doing basic math on the fly like that. They don't really understand. This is a basic thing. Okay, 15% of 100. Okay, it's, 15. It's simple, but they can't really understand it. It's an even, smooth number. It should be easy, but it's not to them.
How many inches are in 2 feet?
Inches in 2 feet. 4 inches, I guess.
You know what? I saw a test from like the late 1800s, like an 8th grade test, in school, a school test. And a lot of people right now would not be able to, a lot of adults right now would struggle because some of these are really basic things. And you got to understand, a lot of people are graduating like this. I've played some of the videos from certain graduation ceremonies in the country where the valedictorian were struggling to read. So, sometimes getting straight A's and whatnot, it doesn't make a difference. You can get straight A's and have no idea how to do basic math, how to read, or anything like that. And that's going to be a problem when we're talking about coming into the future. We're trying to compete with Russia, China, India, etc. You got these Indian kids coming over here spelling these obscure words at 2 years old, and the spelling bee stomping us in the wine when it comes to the academics. Same thing with the Chinese, the Japanese, Korean, a lot of the Eastern Asian people. They stomping this into clean, smooth wine. So we got to tighten up, man. Like this is not sustainable. It's not sustainable at all.
Yes, good.
That's it?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Look it up. What country is Hawaii in?
What? I don't know.
Guess the country. Give me your best guess. No wrong answers.
Bro, I dead don't know. I don't know. I can't even guess one because I really.
No, guess a country. Guess a country.
What
Any
country?
that it's in.
I can't even guess.
So yeah, we got some work to do. Shout out to the youngins out there. Shout out to you guys that are pretty intelligent and know what's going on. Hey, you know what? Hold on. I have another video for you guys, a different video to shift gears a little bit. Rather than learning reading, writing, and arithmetic in school, a lot of these young people, to give them a little bit of, to give them some credit, because it's not all their fault, right? If you send your child to school and you want them to get a good education, can they get a good education when you got so much other stuff happening? When you got the LGBTQ, elemental P, X, Y, and Z, indoctrination happening, how are they going to get a good education? Okay, I have a video and a picture. Let me find a picture first. And if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. But okay, here's a picture. I've shown it before, but it's going to tie right into the video. It's going to tie right into it. All right. Hold on. So here we go. Now, this is going to be a lot of your average school teachers. Look at what's going on here. You have a they, them. I don't know what the pronouns are. Okay. Respectfully. This person is going to be your high school, middle school, K through 12 teacher, maybe even the college professor. Protect trans kids t-shirt. The multicolored hair with the trans colors on. It's like, you know, have you ever seen like the World Cup? And you have people from a certain country wear their flag colors loudly on them. Like, you ever seen that? Hold on. Matter of fact, let me come back. I got to show you guys an example of what I'm talking about, because it's like these people have no religion and no purpose. So they got to make up a religion and purpose. All right. Hold on. Let me see if I can find what I'm talking about right now. Yeah. Matter of fact, this might be a good example. Going back to my days when I was doing a lot of graphic design work, and I would see some of the imagery of people and what they be wearing, like fans in the stands. Oh, here's a good example. So check it out. Watch this. So you see what's happening right here. Angola, the country in Africa, right? These guys are wearing the colors of their flag, and they have the flag, all right? Because they're from Angola. That's just what they're going to do, right? They have the colors of their flag, and they're wearing the flag. Now, oh, that's a bad picture right there. But you get the idea what I'm talking about. They have their flag. They're wearing their colors. It's the same thing going on right here. It's no difference. They got their country. Since they have no country, since they have no purpose, they created one. But you see the pants and the hair and the shirt is a certain color of mauve or pink or whatever, and then the blue to go with that, and then she's white with a white shirt underneath. So you have on the trans colors, you got it on your clothing and in your hair. That's your flag. That's your purpose. That's your religion, the trans ideology. And then going back to her being a school teacher, you got all this stuff on the chalkboard. Okay, all kind of LGBT, celebrate neurodiversity. That's a fancy word for the R word. Maybe I'm being wrong or insensitive, but whatever. Black Lives Matter. More stuff over here. Where's the room for reading, writing, and arithmetic? So, going back to the video we showed earlier, how are you going to know how many stars are in the flag, or how many inches are in the feet or in the foot? How are you going to know these basic things when you go to school? All you're going to learn is this right here on the chalkboard. That's all you're going to learn. Okay. And then we got the video I wanted to show you guys. Okay. So check it out. I'm not sure where this was. If you guys know, y'all please correct me. There might be a little bit of, I don't want to say nudity, but it might be a little gross. I think there's one situation where there's a person, I don't know what their chromosomes, XXXY. At this point, where they got this whole lab-grown chicken, we're going to have lab-grown chromosomes. I predict in the future, they're going to have designer babies that are more advanced than today's designer babies. They're going to put in an extra chromosome to make them be neurodivergent, to make them be LGBT from birth. Okay, to make them intersect, they're going to try to finagle the system to get a he-she straight from the birth canal, in my humble opinion. But anyway, so they're at this particular event, and keep your ears open and listen to what they're saying. We're here, we're queer, we're coming for your children. Hey, ABL, they're not trying to take the kids. You right-wing nut jobs, tinfoil hat wearers. I heard what I heard. Let's hear it one more time. Sorry for the. Okay, I can't show that. Even though it's covered up, it's not covered up. Okay, but I saw that, so now you got to see it. We're going to share nightmares tonight, but you get the idea of what was going on. We're here, we're coming for your children. That's what they said. So, hey, and why, if this is just about, love is love, all that kind of stuff, this is about that. Why are they always naked? Why are they always talking about some sexual stuff? Why is it got to always be that? Okay, like when I'm outside, if I go to a march or an event, it's not going to be some sexual stuff. Why is it always got to be that? Okay, I am a hetero person, a biological male, straight pride, but I'm not going to be out there, swinging stuff around because I'm a heterosexual person. I'm going to keep all that to myself over there. I'm not going to go out in public like that. All right. I warned you guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the flashing, but I did warn you. I'm so sorry. Now, I didn't know it was going to be that bad, but I tried to give you fair warning. All right. My fault. If you got little babies or whatnot, hey, I apologize. If you like what you're hearing so far, not necessarily what you're seeing, but if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. But yeah, you already know what they're doing. Bringing the kids into it. All right. They're bringing the kids into it. And speaking of that, did you guys see the teacher? The full-grown teacher
spoke to the governor
that was posing. It wasn't a teacher, pardon me. It was actually a DCFS worker, a social worker, or at least she was a social worker. She posed as a high school student at 32 years old in high school. She went to not one, not two, but 3 different high schools. And apparently her dad was involved with it as well. The dad, or a guy that went to the school saying he was her dad, tried to withdraw her for bullying, said she had got bullied and she had to get out of the school. I mean, people are weird. They do crazy things. This is why when I see certain stuff going on, I'm never surprised. I am never surprised because people do all kind of ridiculous, crazy stuff. All right. Let's go ahead and look at this right here. So the governor and the union are speaking about what's going on with the person posing as a high school student.
Spoke to the governor and other officials just a short time ago here at the State House as questions continue to mount about how this bizarre situation happened and why. Today, Boston police are continuing to investigate the fraudulent enrollment of a 32-year-old woman they say used falsified identification and paperwork to register as a high school student this academic year.
But wait a minute. Okay. Now, if people say that you can identify as whatever gender you want, then we got to go to the next level. We got to take it to the next stage. We can't just stop right there. We can't just say that. Matter of fact, I have a different video I want to show you guys in a minute. There's a video I want to show you where a person was asked about that. They were asked about, well, can you be a different race if you can be a different gender? The person was like, nah, but why? Let's keep going here. Then I'm gonna get to that one.
BPS says the woman attended the Jeremiah Burke High School, also Brighton High School and English High School. DCF says the woman is a former social worker. We'll hear first from the governor and then from Jessica Tang, the president of the Boston Teachers Union.
Well, we're learning more about it. It's obviously a really disturbing situation. She was no longer a DCF employee as of February of this year, but a disturbing situation, and we'll continue to learn more from authorities as they investigate. I think the most.
So you heard that. She was a DCFS employee. She was a social worker, posing as a high school student at 32 years old. This is a fully grown woman. Now, what happens when some 32-year-old man who done already been to the penitentiary, dangerous, violent, crackhead, tries this and is successful? You talking about dangerous? I mean, good grief. Trojan horse times 10. The enemy's right in your living room, drinking Kool-Aid and smoking a cigar, hanging out with you, chilling. And you worry about the outside. It's right here. It's right in front of your face.
Most important thing is that, no harm that we know of right now has been caused to other students. And, obviously that was our number one priority. And otherwise, I think, we're waiting for more information regarding the investigation.
Boston Public Schools says the situation came to light after an unidentified man went to the school and said he would be withdrawing his daughter because of bullying that she had apparently been enduring, but she only enrolled at the school less than a week earlier. Well, a staff member noticed irregularities in the paperwork and reported it to administrators who contacted Boston police. 5 Oceangate spoke to the woman's father, who says she is now undergoing mental health treatment. Reporting live at the State House, Todd Kiskiewicz, WCVB News Center.
So there you have it. There you have it. Now, you can't be surprised here because check it out. I mean, if you can identify as a different gender and that's taken seriously, like that's a real thing. If you misgender somebody, like check it out. You got Bruce Jenner, right? Hold on. I'm gonna show you guys a picture. It won't be anything gross. It's gonna be just a regular picture. But you're gonna kind of see what I'm talking about. If I can find it. You guys give me a minute. I'm gonna try to find this right quick. But if you see somebody that's my size, like I am Bruce Jenner size. I'm 6'2", 6'3". I'm 215 pounds right now. I am not a small person. Okay. I'm like an athletic type. You know what I mean? If you just see me walking down the street, you're not gonna say, hey, you know what? That's a woman right there. You ain't gonna see this gray beard and my physical size and be like, you know what? Nah, you can be like, that's a man right there. And you be right to say it. But you know what? The way things are nowadays, if you say that, then somehow you're a bigot, you're a racist. And I can't find that specific picture. But yo, come on. If I see my man looking like this, it's like, man, come on, man. I want this whole trend to be over with. But going back to what I was saying, if this person must be called a woman, even on the conservative, quote unquote, conservative platform, Fox News, she, her, if that's going on, then why can't I identify as whatever I want to identify as? You know what? I identify as a 35-year-old white man. Hold on. Matter of fact, shout out to Childish Gambino, a.k.a. Donald Glover. He called all this. He sure did. He called all this. Hold on. I'm going to find that right quick. Yeah, and shout out to Nowsy Nows on YouTube. This is a sketch, I believe, from the show Atlanta, which is, I think Donald Glover is the main guy behind it. And Nows is a good YouTuber. Great content, funny content. But this was a few years ago, and it's right on point. It's right on point. The same guy from This Is America. Yeah, that's him. The ATO clip, you got it. Back up. Yep.
Harrison looks from the outside to be your average teenager. He goes to school, plays video games, even listens to music in his room. But there's one difference.
I'm a 35-year-old white man.
But look though, wait a minute. Why can't he say that? If you can be a big 6'3" decathlete looking like you drive railroad ties on the ground for a living, like you wash fire trucks for a living, like you are a horse farrier, whatever they want to call that, messing with the horseshoes and the feet and all that good stuff. If that's how you look for it, if that's the way you look, then why can't you look like that and then identify as something else? Why not?
Harrison, born Antoine Smalls, has transracial identity, identifying as Harrison Booth, a 35-year-old white man from Colorado.
When did you know
from Colorado? Why that detail right there? I was like,
that you were a 35-year-old white man? Well, I've always felt different. I go to the store, the movies, and just be thinking to myself, like, why am I not getting the respect I deserve? And then it just hit me. I'm white.
But why not though? Why not?
And 35. I just miss Colorado sometimes. You know, here I pretend the buildings are the old San Juan mountain range, but, you know, the job's just here.
And where do you work?
I'm a systems engineer for Coca-Cola.
Oh, okay. That boy don't work. He go to school and that's it. One day he said, call me Harrison. I said, who's that? He said, me.
Hey, the moms ain't gonna. This right here is pretty accurate though. This right here is accurate. I wish they would come home and talk about, hey mom, you know what? My name is not Anthony no more. My name is, I don't know. My name is Connor. Call me Grayson. Anthony, I don't know who that is. Call me Grayson. That would be the look I would get from my mom right there. 100%. You're like, boy, if you don't shut up. But now, if you don't call Bruce Caitlyn, you're a bigot. You're a racist. You're hateful. You see how much sense it doesn't make? It makes 0 sense at all.
Who's that? He said, me.
Do you believe that he is a white man?
I mean, he isn't. Shit, I'd love to wake up one day and say, hey, everybody, I'm Rihanna. But I ain't.
It's been pretty hard. My family just doesn't get it. You know, I try to get them to go out with me, go on walks, go to the farmer's market, chat with people, but yeah.
So why don't you think that they get it?
I don't think they get it because they don't realize that race is just a made-up thing. They grew up having labels, and me, I'm just not like that.
So if you guys are kind of confused, this is from a TV show called Atlanta. This is from years ago. I'm not sure, probably about 5, 6, 7. It's been quite a while since this came out. This is not a recent clip, but they predicted all of what we're going through right now because it was starting to happen back then, but now it's in full swing. Now here we are.
I see. So how do you embrace your identity?
I dress a certain way. Patagonia. I wear a thick brown leather belt.
Oh, the Patagonia, yeah, that's the that's the white guy uniform right there. That Patagonia, them doctors and whatnot in the ER. Shout out to y'all. The Patagonia, that's your go-to outfit.
To envision myself after the surgery.
Hey, excuse me, what IPA do you have on tap? Hey, did you see Game of Thrones last night? Yeah.
So you're...
Yeah, that's because IPA, I don't know what that is. I've never seen Game of Thrones before in my life. You know, I don't know. I guess some stereotypes are true, but yeah, that was from Atlanta. I won't play the whole thing. But yeah, shout out to Nowsy Niles from YouTube. He was the 35-year-old white guy in that skit. He's also a YouTuber. So shout out to them for making that. Years ago, this came out, and it still stands strong to this day. Still stands strong, right? Yo, my name is Caitlyn now. I'm a 75-year-old white woman, and you got to respect it. Huh? All right, whatever. You got it. Call me she, her. Fox News. She, her. What's going on? Anyway, now here's a clip from an on the street interview. This is not a skit I'm about to show you right now. Hold on. Let me get it up on the screen, and let's check it out. What you just saw, again, was from a TV show called Atlanta. It's not real. It's a skit. It's fake. It's a TV show. It's fiction. But it kind of mirrors reality. It mirrors reality.
Yeah, people can change gender.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
And if people can change gender, do you think that people can change race as well?
No.
So why can't people change their race if they can change their gender?
Why can't I change race if I could change gender? That's the question. Matter of fact, let me go back a little bit because RIP headphone users. I'm going to start from the top.
Yeah, people can change gender.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
And if people can change gender, do you think that people can change race as well?
No.
So why can't people change their race if they can change their gender?
They're two different things. Race is to do with colour. You can't really change colour. If you're born with one colour, sticks well, but you can change gender, but race, I don't know.
It makes no sense.
People can change.
It makes no sense. So if you're born a color, you can't change your color. But if you're born a gender, you can't change it. You can change your gender. You're born with both. When I was born me, a screaming, happy baby boy brought into the world. That's me. My parents right there, doctors and everybody celebrating. Okay, boom, baby boy, blue blanket, the whole 9 yards. That's how I was born. Okay, my parents both black. I'm a boy. I'm born with both. So why can't I change one and not the other? Matter of fact, you know what? Like somebody else said, I identify as Bill Gates. I identify as billionaire. I identify as the founder of Wells Fargo. I identify as Steve Jobs. I identify as Bill Gates. Let me into the Microsoft offices right now. Matter of fact, I identify as a software engineer and I'm Bill Gates. So open the door to Microsoft and let me work on Windows right now. I want to work on Windows and I want to be able to contribute because I identify as skilled and talented in the area of software engineering. And if you don't let me do that, that means you're a bigot. But anyway, I digress. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Oh yeah, Michael Jackson did change that color, didn't he? He changed quite a bit, but at the end of the day, he still is the same human that he was. You know what? You know what's funny is that it's easier to change color than it is. You can change your actual skin color, but you can't change them XX or XY chromosomes, huh? You ain't changing them chromosomes, but you can go Sammy Sosa. You can do that. Now, that nose and them lips going to need a little bit of work, but hey, your color didn't change. You went from ebony to ivory. you went from ebony to ivory on the outside, but at the end of the day, them chromosomes and that big jaw and that big neck ain't gonna be no different. Okay, you still got them roid shoulders, Sammy Sosa. You look like Count Dracula in the face, but you are still a biological XY male, point blank, period. All right. If you like what you're hearing so far, y'all know the rest. Oh, I have more video. Your man, speaking about, somebody said it right there in the chat, speaking about Joe. I don't have the Zoom meeting. You talking about the whole meeting where you screamed on black folks? That's kind of a random thing. But I have this news clip right here. Hunter went to the dinner with the president of India and everybody else, hanging out, having a good old time. Having a good old time. You want to smoke crack on camera? You want to be a tax cheat? You want to buy a gun illegally? Lie on your tax form? Brandish your weapon while you high on crack cocaine? If you do that as a regular normie, you're going to the penitentiary. Big rocks, little rocks. You're going away. But if you are Hunter Biden, it's all good. Smoke all the crack that you want. Have all the illegal guns you want. We're not worried about gun control and whatnot on the left anymore when it comes to Joe Biden. Hey, you want to be a 65-year-old white guy in New York City defending yourself against somebody trying to attack you and kill you outside your house? You want to be that guy? You're going to prison. You're going to get locked up. Get a lawyer, sir. It's going to be a while. But hey, you want to play with the gun with no clothes on, high on crack cocaine, getting high on camera? You could do that if you're, hey, that's the perks right there. Imagine that being part of the perks of being the president's son. You get to smoke crack, play with guns, illegal, whatever. Do whatever you want to do. Get money from Ukraine, get money from China, through very unscrupulous methods. Hold on, let's get some video right here. Throw it on the screen right quick.
A strong signal of family support for Hunter Biden attending a White House state dinner after his plea deal on tax charges earlier this week, as a Republican-led House committee releases testimony from 2 IRS whistleblowers, alleging the evidence supported felony tax evasion charges, more serious than the deal cut by the president's son.
There seems to be a real contradiction between what the whistleblower is reporting and what the U.S. attorney has agreed to.
Now, be clear, felony tax evasion, you're going to prison ASAP. That's how they got Fat Joe. I said that last time. Wesley Snipes and Fat Joe both paid their tax debt. They did all of that. Matter of fact, Wesley Snipes overpaid his tax. Listen, Wesley Snipes overpaid his tax debt before he went to prison and still got like 3 years in the joint. Hold on. Let me go back and see how long Wesley Snipes got in prison for the whole tax thing. I think he got 3 years. Yeah, he did 3 years in the prison for the same kind of crime that Hunter Biden got charged with. Hunter is facing no prison time, no jail time, nothing. Wesley Snipes, 3 years in the federal penitentiary. Fat Joe did 4 months in the penitentiary. All right, these are guys that have money, they're rich and famous. Don't matter because they're not politically connected the same way Hunter Biden is. That's all. Like if it's a regular person, because somebody said, you know what, you can evade some things like this when you're a celebrity, when you're famous, when you got a lot of money. Can you really? Martha Stewart, Fat Joe, Wesley Snipes, different races of people, white woman, black man, Puerto Rican, Hispanic man, all went to prison. The key thing here is the political connection, the president's son. You could do whatever you want if you have that connection. He overpaid. Wesley Snipes overpaid his tax debt and still got locked up for 3 years in McKean Federal Correctional Institution in Pennsylvania. 3 years in the penitentiary. All right. But hey, whatever. Whatever, right? It's all good. Let me go back to the video here.
One of the IRS whistleblowers, Gary Shapley, told congressional investigators under oath, I am alleging with evidence that the Justice Department provided preferential treatment, slow-walked the investigation, did nothing to avoid obvious conflicts of interest.
That's obvious. We all know about that. We all can see that play out right in front of our faces. That's not a revelation. I mean, it's just a statement of fact.
The allegations went further that the Trump-appointed U.S. Attorney David Weiss was blocked from bringing charges in Washington, D.C., California, and sought special counsel status, a claim denied by the Attorney General.
The only person with authority to make somebody a special counsel or refuse to make somebody a special counsel is the Attorney General. Mr. Weiss never made that request to me.
Garland strongly disputed allegations of interference and left the door open for Weiss to answer Congress's questions.
I would support Mr. Weiss explaining or testifying on these matters.
Shapley also claimed there was a recovered 2017 WhatsApp message from Hunter Biden apparently sent to a Chinese businessman over an outstanding payment, stating, quote, I am sitting here with my father. We would like to understand why the commitment made has not been fulfilled.
Yo, where the money at, man? Run that money, China man. Run that money. Anybody got time for no nonsense like that? Look, my dad, who at the time, well, it's 2017, he wasn't in office, but look, my dad said, matter of fact, yeah, he was. 2017, I think this is right when Trump got in. Unless it was like January. I think inauguration was January 2017. But regardless, he's sitting there with his father, who at one point was the vice president at this time. It's like, yo, where the money at, man? Come on, anybody got time for this? You're going to have a problem if you don't run that bag over here ASAP.
Hunter Biden allegedly texted, according to the transcript. If true, this would seem to contradict comments from President Biden that he was not involved in his son's business deals. CBS News has not independently confirmed the text.
After the Attorney General spoke, the whistleblower said his claims about interference can be corroborated. Hunter Biden's lawyer did not address CBS News' specific questions about the whistleblower allegations. In a statement, his lawyer said any suggestion the investigation was not thorough, cut corners, or cut his client slack are, quote, preposterous and deeply irresponsible.
Yeah, sure. We all know what's going on. It's kind of ridiculous at this point, but it is what it is. Now, you guys say Wesley Snipes have responded on Twitter. Let me see if I can find that right quick. Let me find that right fast. All right, y'all give me a second here. All right, is he on Twitter? I think he is. There we go. Let me see if I can find the tweet. I don't see anything here yet, but I'm going to try to find it. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. All right. Yeah, I don't see anything here. But yeah, he should be. Anybody that went to prison for the same thing Hunter Biden is being charged with, who won't go to prison, should be offended at what's going on. But we all know why things are happening the way they're happening. All right. Let me see. Now we got quite a few things going on here. Where am I going to go to next? I think we could go to, let's go to the lab grown chicken. Then I'm going to get to Russia and the sub. Lab grown chicken. Now, do you guys want to consume or partake in the lab grown chicken? Y'all let me know.
We are back with the
Hold on. Y'all let me know if you want the lab grown chicken. I don't think it looked too appetizing if you ask me. You know, I like to cook and I get raw chicken. I go to Trader Joe's usually for my chicken. I try to get organic. And it has a certain kind of look to it. Now, what I saw from this so-called lab-grown chicken, it did not really do it for me. Matter of fact, hold on. I have a video of the process for the chicken, how they make it. I have that video. Let me see if I can find that right quick. Hold on. Yeah. Let's throw this up right quick, and then we're gonna get into.
We are back with.
Then we're gonna get into the news article. Yeah, that'll work. Let's do it this way. All right. So let's check it out. So you see what it says here. The U.S. approved its sale on Wednesday, allowing 2 California companies to offer lab-grown meat to restaurants and advanced supermarkets. So you won't be able to buy this in the store. But if you go to a restaurant in San Francisco, you'll be able to consume this quote unquote lab grown chicken. Now, I'm going to show you guys how they make it. They may show the actual little chicken cutlet, how it looks after it's been lab grown, raw. And then we're going to get into the video where they're definitely going to show it. Let's check it out.
Approved the sale of lab-grown meat made from animal cells for the first time. What is it? We spoke with a California company who creates it.
So cultivated meat, put really simply, is real meat that is grown from animal cells.
These cells can come from a biopsy of a living animal, a fertilized egg, or a special bank of stored cells. Companies choose the cells most likely to reproduce quickly. Then, they're placed in tanks in a bath of cell food designed to give them everything they need to grow.
Cell food? What's that?
Inside these bioreactors, the cell can change into types we normally eat, including those that make muscle, connective tissue, and fat. And the cells multiply over and over and over. After several days or weeks, the meat is removed from the tanks to be shaped into cutlets, hot dogs, nuggets, and sausages. Then, it's ready to be cooked, served, and eaten.
So our first product will be chicken fillets, but we are working on an entire portfolio, first of chicken, and then following that will be beef and other species as well.
The U.S. approved.
Oh, okie dokie. So that's the process right there. Now I'm going to show you how the actual cutlet of chicken looks in this video right here. You ready? So yes, let's check it out. This is from Good Morning America.
With the new lab-grown chicken that was just approved for sale in the U.S. could be headed to your dinner.
Okay, now that's it right there. Do y'all want that? A trigger warning. I'm sorry about the trigger warning, but now it's here. So that's that right there. That is a cutlet. If you want to check it out, rewind.
Dinner plate. Devin Dwyer has the details. Good morning, Devin. Hey, good morning, George.
I don't know about y'all, but what I just saw did not look appetizing. Okay, I get all the time. I get raw chicken thighs, breasts, or whatever. That right there, I don't know what that was, but that's not what I'm used to. That ain't it. I don't know how they're growing it, but that ain't. Yeah, eat the bugs. That's next, right?
George, Americans ate 75 billion pounds of red meat and chicken last year, but what if some of that meat was not raised on farms, but instead of high-tech facilities? Scientists say that could be good for the environment and your health, and soon it could be on menus and store shelves.
So they're going to talk about, it's good for the environment because it's low carbon emission and it's cruelty-free. You're not slaughtering the chicken, but guess what? Check it out. When you got animals in the wild that eat each other and they're not worried about cruelty, when I see these animals attack, it be some kind of tiger or a bear or a gator or even one of these big birds, they will swallow a whole animal whole. A pack of hyenas will tear apart some animal limb from limb, just brutal. So nature is not cruelty free. So why should I be cruelty free?
This morning, the USDA has approved cell-cultivated meat to be sold to the public for the first time.
So that's where it all starts, just a few cells.
2 cultivated meat producers now getting the green light.
So these little matrix pods right here is where your quote-unquote meat will be produced. Now, I don't know about y'all. Personally, give me the regular farm. Give me some grass, outside, sunlight, water, wind, rain, snow. Give me all the natural elements of the earth and give me my food from there. Whether it be my vegetables, whether it be my chicken, your pork, your beef. Let me get a more natural method. I don't want my food to come from these tanks, okay? And it's going to be chemicals in there, of course. They're talking about cell food. What's that mean? Some kind of random 26-letter chemicals that's going to be in there with your meat to quote-unquote grow it so you can consume it.
To begin commercially selling their chicken, not raised on a farm, but in a facility. The meat is grown using real animal cells and large bioreactors fed with nutrients. I recently got a tour of California-based Upside Foods, the nation's first and largest cultivated meat producer.
Oh, that's a good point right there. Amazing Disgrace. Pink Slime 2.0. Exactly. 100%.
You're making chicken in there.
Yeah, so if you look at this is approximately a 200 plus liter tank. And we take cells from a chicken or an egg. It takes 2 weeks to grow the equivalent of one chicken, 1,000 chickens, or 100,000 chickens.
So you're saying in this factory, you can make more meat faster and cleaner than an average farmer?
Well, ultimately, yes.
The company says cell-cultivated meat could help feed the world's booming population using a fraction of the land and water of animal farming and help reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Many experts say more.
So the cows farting and whatnot, we can't have the cows farting. That's, we got to reduce the greenhouse emissions. So we're going to have fake or quote unquote real meat in these little matrix pods, right? And let's not worry about all the carbon that's emitting from China and India to make things for the Western world. Let's not worry about all that. Hey, it's not here in America, so it doesn't really count, right? That's kind of the logic they use. It's so silly.
More study is needed. I got to try this cell-cultivated chicken at the facility in California, guys. I got to say the texture was a little bit different, but it did taste like chicken. The company says they hope to get it on restaurant menus in the next few weeks, then maybe on store shelves in the next 5 years. And dozens of startup companies are getting in on the game, guys.
You mentioned the texture. So is it more like tofu?
George, it was pretty close to chicken, but maybe a little bit rubberier. You have to give it a try for yourself. A restaurant in California is going to roll it out next month.
Would you guys try it?
I think I would. I do like the reduction in animal cruelty, but we'll see.
I don't know, rubbery didn't sell me.
I've been thinking about becoming a vegetarian.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to eat that. I don't know about y'all, but I'm cool. I'm cool on the lab-grown chicken. I think I'll pass on that. Give me some regular, everyday farm-raised chicken. I go to Trader Joe's, and that's how we're going to do it. Okay, I'm good. And, at a certain point, you have food that's, I guess you would say, grown in a way that's better than others. If you got one of these big CAFOs, one of these crazy factory farms where they got a bunch of cows, chicken, pigs, or whatever, that could kind of be harmful a little bit because they're putting all kind of things in their feed, antibiotics and whatnot, because there's so many diseases that can happen with a really big factory farming operation. That's why I try to get free range organic, but sometimes they lie. They'll put on the package free range organic, but really it'll be in the CAFO the same as the other ones. They just put that in the package and straight lie. But I try to get that as much as possible. Farmers markets, I try to go there. You know what I mean? But sometimes you're going to have food that's not produced as quality as others. But I do know one thing. I'd rather would go get food from a factory farm, CAFO, than to get some of that stuff right there. That's Soylent Green, Pink Slime. I'm cool on that. I am cool. Yeah, pasture raised chicken. That's right. Xerox. I ain't gonna say your first name. The first part of your name. Lab created frog legs on deck. I can't do nothing with it, George's King Sword. I can't do a thing with it. They lie all the time, Michael W. Well, it depends where you go. If you go to a local farm, it's different. Like a local. I ain't talking about going to the grocery. I'm talking about going to a local farm. Yeah, you could get half a cow. You could see the actual farm and you could see how it happens. But a grocery store, you kind of roll on the dice with whatever you get. All right. So, but if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Okay. The Russian coup. We got to touch on that right quick. This whole thing is very confusing to me. You guys let me know what you think about what's happening in the comments. Do you think that this is a real thing, that there is a coup in Russia, that they have taken over the military, and or that they try to take over the military? And to be clear, it's over now. It's done. I heard about it today. Like, okay, I went to bed last night, didn't hear too much about it. I get up this morning, it's all over the news. And by this afternoon, it was done. It was over with. Matter of fact, I have a lot of videos from that particular situation. Let me see if I can pull these videos up. All right, so here is one particular video. So, okay, first thing, the quote-unquote coup started with the Wagner Group. So the Wagner Group, they're led by a guy by the name of Prigozhin. Prigozhin and Vladimir Putin have been friends for a very long time. And a little bit of backstory behind that. Prigozhin started off as a hot dog vendor. Y'all, if I'm wrong, please correct me. He was a hot dog vendor for the Kremlin. Something like that. I'm kind of getting my details a little bit wrong, but he was a hot dog. He was like a caterer. He served food to the Kremlin, to Vladimir Putin. And then he rose up and became other things. He became a businessman. He allegedly ran a troll farm that they say interfered in the 2016 election, an internet troll farm. And then he became the leader of a mercenary group of fighters that fight all over the world, Africa, Syria, called the Wagner Group. Now, this group was in Ukraine and they took Bakhmut, but they put out a video in which Prigozhin was the main one talking with his troops in the background. In the video, he was like, hey, you guys in the Russian Defense Ministry, the Ministry of Defense, you guys are hating on us. You guys are not giving us the ammunition that we need. You're not supplying us properly to secure this victory for Russia. You guys are hating. You guys are envious. So there was some friction between the mercenary group Wagner and the Ministry of Defense in Russia. So the Russian government and the paid mercs were beefing with each other. Now, the Russian Defense Ministry wanted to get him out of the way. They didn't like what he was doing. They did not like being shown up like that, but there was no action taken at that point. But I guess the beef between the two had simmered. So then it came to a head today where Prigozhin said, hey, we got 25,000 guys. We're going to get the defense minister out of the way. We're going to depose him. It started in Rostov on Don. I think that's the name of that place. Rostov. This is a city in Russia that's about 60 miles from the Ukrainian border. And this city is where the Russian invasion in Ukraine is being run out of. So they started their quote unquote crew in this particular city, and then they were going up to Moscow. When they get about 130 miles or so outside of Moscow, Lukashenko, the president of Belarus, intervenes and brokers a peace deal. So the Wagner guys go back to their posts and there's no coup. This all happened today. And if I got anything wrong, y'all please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to be corrected. But that's pretty much what happened. The beef was between Wagner Group and Ministry of Defense in Russia, not necessarily between Prigozhin and Putin. But now it is between Prigozhin and Putin because Putin put out a video saying, hey, you guys are backstabbers. Anybody that is involved with this, you guys are going to get locked up, whatever. It's a whole big mess, but it's over with. Now, some are saying that this whole thing was false flag. It's not really real. It's a diversion. I don't know. I think we're going to find out more as days and weeks progress, but that's what I have so far. Rostov-on-Don, thank you, St. Andrew. Rostov-on-Don on the river. All right. So here is a video after the so-called coup was over with. You get handshakes and hugs going on. Hold on, what did I hear? Let me go back a little bit. Spasiba, thank you. Thank you, guys. Thanks, guys. Thank you for coming out. See you guys later. We're going home now. So somebody says DC and Insectobites, great name, says Prigozhin versus Shoigu, and it was mutiny. So the person you mentioned, I can't pronounce the name, was that the defense minister? Who is that? That the beef was between? So yeah, all on the videos, exactly. Shout out to you, hip hop thinker. But there's more video. That's at the end of it. That was in Rostov on Don, the city that's right by Ukraine, about 60 miles or so from Ukraine. But I have more video from the whole situation. I got pictures. I got a lot of stuff we're going to get into. The whole thing is just really kind of confusing. It makes no sense. We got, and then the Chechens were coming up. So the Chechens were coming up from the south of Russia over there, Dagestan, like close to the Armenia, Azerbaijan. They came up from that way to confront the Wagner group at a certain point today, if I'm not mistaken. All right, and let's show more here. And let's cue all these videos up. All this happened within a very short period of time. And as soon as all the news broke, it was pretty much over. It was very strange. So let's go about it like this. Okay. Let's put it up there. Okay. So here's a picture. This is in Rostov again. The caption says, some are holding a graduation against the backdrop of a stuck T-90S PMC Wagner. So you see the tank in the background just hanging out right there. And some young lady is having her graduation photo taken, apparently. I mean, what is really happening here? What in the world is going on? I don't know. You guys let me know what's happening. And then that's more of the celebration video at the end. Spasiba, thank you guys. And then these are the Chechens coming up to Rostov. So I'm kind of going backwards. I'm showing you some things that happened later. And then I'm going to kind of go to what was seen at the very beginning. And also, a lot of these videos are not confirmed. You know, some of the action videos, the Chechens and whatnot, is unconfirmed because everything was breaking so quickly. And quite frankly, even though Vladimir Putin spoke on it and Prigozhin spoke on it, I don't even know if the entire thing was fake or not. So it's a pretty deep line right there with the Chechens. Now this is Rostov again. RP headphone users, and what we're seeing right here is regular civilians outside with their phones just kind of hanging out, chilling. And then some of the Wagner group guys getting into position with their weapons. For what reason, I have no idea.
Как будто в кино, я хуею. Но там красные это Минобороны, белые вот это Вагнера.
So we got tanks on the ground, troops on the ground, and normies just outside hanging out like ain't nothing happening. Okay. So this right here, hold on, there we go. This right here, there was roadblocks set up. So allegedly, the Russian military had destroyed some roads that the Wagner group were going on, and they also put up roadblocks, like abandoned vehicles, to stop them from being able to bust through, but they bust through them anyway. So you see some of the vehicles right there, they were blocking the roads, but they were able to get through them regardless.
Вагнера, видимо, расхуячили, раскатали, блядь. Гуслями нахуй. В ту сторону закрыто, а в эту видали, что натворили.
But there wasn't really a big kickback. There wasn't really a big, because imagine this. Imagine there's a literal insurrection and not the January 6th. Like, obviously, that was not an insurrection. That was just some people getting rowdy at a march. But imagine there's a real insurrection, armed people going to D.C., talking about we're going to get the president out of there. We're going to get the defense minister out of there. We're going to get all these guys out of there. And then there's no real obstruction. There's no fighter jets. There's no nothing. They're just putting up trucks in the road to stop their progress. I mean, is that all they're going to do? I think not. Let me go to the next thing here. So apparently helicopters attacked oil depot in Russia's Oceangate. I know I said that wrong, but y'all please forgive me. Again, a lot of these videos are not substantiated 100%, but that's what we have right now. Let's check it out.
Это пипец. Летит очень низко. Только что был взрыв. Мама! Мама! Неосторожно! Мама! Пиздец, мама! Мамочки!
Yeah, no heavy fighting. No heavy fighting at all. They just kind of like riding their vehicles to where they got to go. Here's another video of troops mobilizing, I suppose, but there's no fighting. There's one thing I've not seen is fighting. I've seen some explosions. I've seen like 1 or 2 explosions. I saw a missile. I'm seeing like photo ops, stuff like that, but I'm not seeing any kind of fighting. And to be totally honest, I saw more fighting in Ukraine, which is limited. I don't know what's happening here. It's giving photo shoot. I see a lady with flowers right there. Like I'm not sure what's happening. Is it a graduation? Probably a graduation. I can't read their language. But yeah, I'm seeing flowers and regular people, regular normies just outside. Somebody got a bicycle and their cell phone. The vibe appears to be very laid back. I don't see any kind of sense of urgency from the civilians out there on the ground at all. Yeah, I don't really know what's happening here. Pretty weird what's going on. But that's the videos I have. Do I have more? I think I might have a couple more videos, but that's all. Oh, I got quite a few more. Okay, I almost forgot about the flare. Yeah, this is a pretty interesting video right here. Let me go ahead and throw that up right quick. So there was a helicopter that deflected anti-aircraft missile. Y'all watch this. Let me know what you think about it. Like, give me your opinion if you know about this kind of maneuver and or weaponry.
Это 28-й все-таки, смотри, полетел. Пошел. А он еще и ловушка.
So the caption said that the missile got deflected. So this was a what was this here? This is a Ka-52 helicopter deflected a Wagner anti-aircraft missile. One more time for you guys so you can see what happened.
Это 28-й все-таки, смотри, полетел. Пошел. А он еще и ловушка.
So yeah, that happened. Not sure where that was or when it was, but they're saying that's part of it. Here's the video from Putin. I'm not going to play that. It's in Russian language, obviously. But in the video, he was talking about Wagner. He was talking about the coup attempt and getting guys arrested if they were involved with it. So if it's not real, then Vladimir Putin said it was real, or at least he said parts of it were real. So I don't know why he would get on this video and make up stuff. I don't know what the motivation is. I'm not saying he wouldn't do it. I'm not saying it's beyond him to get on here and lie. But the question is, why would he do that? What's the actual purpose? I don't know. All right. And then here's another video that was pretty confusing. So as the guys are out here with their tanks and the guns and the uniforms and everything else, getting into position, my man right here is out here sweeping the sidewalks and stuff in the streets, in the gutters. Let's check him out.
Блять, ну так воняет, ебать, просто. Зато тепло.
I don't know why he's out there. I mean, maybe right now isn't a good time, or it's just not really a big deal, I suppose. There were so many videos like this that I was just confused about what was happening. It's like, is it not really a big deal in Russia to be in that kind of situation? All right, so here's more. I think this might be where Prigozhin speaks. I think that's him right there with the black bandana on his face. I think that's him. The black bandana in the center of the screen with the tan hat, the tan ball cap. I think that's him. And we're not gonna play the full video because it's gonna be in Russian, and I don't speak Russian. I can't translate, but I might be able to read kind of some of the things that were happening. So that's him right there talking. See if I can get him in the center frame here. Yeah, but that's him. Let me come out a little bit and I'm gonna read some of this right here. A person who's really been following this is Mario Nawfal. It says Wagner chief is shown casually meeting a commander of the Southern Military District as well as the deputy defense minister. This is a very serious development as it shows highly senior members of the Russian military collaborating with Wagner in his apparent coup. Is that what it shows, or are they just having a discussion? Was the coup really a coup, and was it really that serious? I'm not really sure. Southern Military District contains a quarter of the Russian military, significantly increasing their forces under Wagner chief Prigozhin. It is important to note Prigozhin is armed while the other officials are not. If Prigozhin is surrounded by his Wagner forces, Prigozhin also just threatened to take control of Rostov and head to Moscow if he is not handed over the Minister of Defense and the Chief of Staff. Prigozhin said in a statement earlier that the Russian military are joining the Wagner group as they greet their convoy. In an audio recording, Prigozhin claimed that where soldiers meet us, the Russian guards, military police, they wave their hands cheerfully. So that's what's going on. Oh, there was one more video I want to show you guys. There was one more video. So the troops are out there. I think it might have been in Rostov or somewhere, and they were given food and drinks by the local people. I'm gonna find that video right quick. Y'all give me a second. I think I have it here. I know it's somewhere. I'm just not really sure where it's at. Where is that? I know I got it somewhere. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that Good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. So BFG says Mario's got it wrong, trying to talk him down. Okay, that makes sense to me. So here we go. Civilians in Rostov are bringing food and beverages to the Wagner fighters. All right, let's check it out. All right, there we go. So she handed us some food and said, food, it's not open. Water. Here comes a guy bringing a bottle of water to these guys. You got Normie right here, regular polo shirt just like me, next to the Wagner Merc. I don't know what's going on. And she's saying, why do we give water? It's a humane thing. They look tired. They obviously want food. We just have kind people like that. Not the only one giving water. Others have brought proshoki, apples, crisps. I have no clue how to pronounce that. Poroshki, is that how you pronounce it? Y'all please correct me. And what is that anyway? It sounds good, but I digress. A shop over there is empty. It has nothing. Everything was given to the boys. Speaking about the Mercs. Some of them are refusing, others are taking. It's an act of kindness. Yeah, so, I mean, that's that. Now, is she an actor? Is she a regular normie, a civilian? What's going on? Like, what is really happening here? This whole thing is very confusing. Very, very confusing. Okay, the pierogies, that's potato snacks with like chips. All right. Yeah. Pierogi. Okay, I got you. Pierogi. There we go. So yeah, I mean, that's that. Is that Iggy Azalea? I call it Iggy Azalea. Yeah, she was not half bad. But yeah, shout out to her. Shout out to everybody that's out there. The whole thing is weird to me. I see so much fake stuff on television and on the internet. I wouldn't even be surprised if this was all just phony. But my question would be, why? What is the purpose? What is the reason? What is the end game of all this? Does it help Ukraine? Does it help Russia? Does it help NATO? Who are we helping here? Does it help the aims of the Wagner group? Who does it help? Who does it hurt? I don't really understand. And just like that, the whole thing is over with. There's no more coup. There's no more rebellion. There's no more nothing. It's all over with. And apparently a deal may have been brokered by the president of Belarus, Lukashenko. So that's just it. So I don't know what's going on. Is that downtown San Jose? I don't think so. I don't think people in downtown San Jose are speaking Russian like that. But hey, I could be wrong. It could be a Hollywood set, but I don't think so. I don't think that's gonna be what's going on. That'd be a little bit too easy to. If that was in downtown, if that was in the United States, somebody would have a cell phone and would capture the footage and put it right on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter immediately. It wouldn't even really be. It wouldn't even be a thing. All right. So what do I not understand, Miko? I'm not really sure. All right. But we have a little bit more to get to. That's that. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think that this is a real coup? Is it a real thing that's happening or not? I heard, word on the street says that, what's the man's name? All these different P's and Z's. It's too many of the same sounding words in Russian. Putin, pierogi, proshogi. Like, can we get some variation in the consonants and vowels? Anyway, proshogi, I think his name is. I think proshogi is now being exiled to Belarus. Is that an exile? Belarus ain't nothing but Russia Part 2. I mean, Lukashenko is homies with Vladimir Putin. They speak Russian, essentially. If not, they may speak a different kind of a Russian dialect. It's the same thing. White Russia, Belarus, Ukraine, same thing. That ain't nothing but Russia Part 3. Ukrainian ain't nothing but Russian with an accent. Anyway, I digress. Where is Putin? I heard that he is in St. Petersburg, but he might just be in Moscow chilling. I have no idea. That's a good question. But I can't really call it. I don't know where he is. But word on the street, rumor has it that he went to St. Petersburg when the Wagner group were on the way to Moscow. And also some of the oligarchs, they went to St. Petersburg as well. So that's that. That is that. I think it's staged. It could be. It most certainly could be. The Wagner guy, I think I will call him the Wagner guy because I get so confused thinking about what his name is. All these common combinations of the same 3 letters. It's like, let's get a little bit more variation, shall we? Anyway. I'm reading some of the comments here. Let me see. People have been thrown into gulags decades. Of course, you don't know what's going on otherwise. I mean, what's that got to do with anything? That's kind of a weird comment. Anyway, we got some more to talk about here. Oh, the submarine drama. Okay. Now, you guys have seen what's been going on with the sub, right? You know the backstory behind the submarine or the quote-unquote submersible. So it's for rich people. You got to pay $250,000 for one ticket, one way. Well, 2 ways. Well, I don't want to be morbid, but anyway, your ticket costs $250,000, right? There are 5 guys on the vessel, including the CEO of the company, Dr. Rush. They had done quite a few dives before, but see, the problem with this whole operation is that I think they cut quite a few corners. First of all, the whole thing about them saying, or at least Stockton Rush, the CEO of Oceangate, saying we don't want to hire 50-year-old white guys. They're not inspirational. I think that's not really about being woke. It's about being cheap because a 50-year-old white guy that has military experience in the military background, he's going to cost more than your 22-year-old intern straight out of college that you pay to do some tasks that should be done by a more experienced person. All right. You're cutting corners. You're not doing things like there was one piece of information. Matter of fact, I'm gonna pull it up right quick. I'm gonna pull up the submarine to just point out some things on it. All right. I'm gonna point some things out on it. Hold on. So it might be this one right here. Now this is a different sub that went down. This is not the one they took the Oceangate Titan down. This is Oceangate Cyclops 1. See this big window right here? Again, this is not the one that went down, but it's a different one. They said this big window made of fiberglass was only rated to go down to a certain depth, but they didn't want to change it to go down to a deeper depth, although they go down deeper depths because it was a cost-cutting measure to not upgrade the window, okay? And then the whole thing with the video game controller, the controller was wireless. Was there a USB backup? Because look, if you got a game controller, right, like this, the batteries might go out for any reason. Sometimes the batteries are not very reliable. Do you have removable? Is it like that? Do you have batteries that you could take out? Is it a lithium ion battery that's hardwired into the controller? Like, how are the batteries taken care of? Are they rechargeable? Did you have spare ones? Was there a USB backup? What's going on? Having a wireless controller and operating it wirelessly is not going to be good when you absolutely have to have it work. It's not a very good thing. So the controller was bad. You had kind of shoddy components? And also, was this or any of the actual submersibles, were they tested? You see, we're talking about government regulations for things like airplanes. After a certain number of hours in the air, they get retired. It doesn't matter how well it has taken care of, all the different things you do to it. They're going to retire it because you cannot inspect every square inch of the aircraft. But they know after a certain period of time, you got to repair certain things, and you just assign a shelf life to the aircraft, and you retire it. Okay, and was that same thing done with the submersible? Now, again, I know that's not it. Somebody says that in the comment. I said that's not it. That is the Cyclops 1. They took a Titan down. That's not it. But the point is, it's from the same company. The point is they cut corners. All right, let's pull up the actual submersible that was, okay, in the water. This is it right here. Now, the same thing applies. Okay, that little porthole right there, was that up to snuff? Was it the appropriate rating for the depth it went down? It may last for a certain number of dives, but how long will it actually last? How many dives have been done? There was no testing done on it to really see if it was going to hold up to the rigors of being 12,500 feet below the ocean surface, which is very deep, a lot of pressure on it. So this was an accident waiting to happen. And they had done at least one prior dive where debris came off the actual vessel and it didn't do any fixing of it. It just kind of let it rock, just taking the risk. Now, I understand there's risk involved, right? Because at the end of the day, you sign a waiver, and on the waiver sheet, it has death listed not once, but twice, but 3 times. So there's going to be risk involved. But if debris came off the submarine and you don't fix it, so now you're just being negligent. Oh, the lawsuit is going to be off the hook. Off the hook. If you are a shareholder, is it a public company? Like, can you buy shares of the company? Look, if it's public and you can buy shares of it, you lost all your money is gone. Your money is gone. Just go ahead and try to sell, but it's gone. If it's public, I'm not sure if it is or not. But the lawsuit is going to be crazy because there was obvious negligence. You're not hiring certain guys because of their skin color and their age, but really it's about cutting corners. You're not replacing certain things on it that should be replaced. A wireless controller with probably no USB backup. Just kind of slim shot, raggedy, rinky dink. No way. Even if you sign a waiver that says you might die, you still got to perform routine maintenance. Look, if you do a dive and pieces of the actual vessel come up, they break, you have debris from a dive, and you say, oh, ain't no big deal. We ain't going to do nothing with it. The CEO's dead, but the company still exists. They don't make a difference. Yeah, the company's still there. Just because he died, I mean, the company's not around anymore. They're still a company. Oh, yeah. Was it public? I'm not really sure. But somebody still owns it. Hold on. Let me go back here. If it's a company, you can still sue it. Let me see. Let me see if it's public or private. Let me see. Yeah, the CEO, that's irrelevant. It don't matter if he's dead or not. You can still sue the company. Yeah, like if the CEO of Apple kicks the bucket, Apple still exists. It's still, you just replace him with somebody else. All right, let me see. Is it a public company or not? That's what I want to know. Yeah, I don't know. If it is, then that'd be crazy. But anyway, a lot of corners were cut in the whole situation, and it's going to be bad. And that's why it imploded. But back to the implosion. It's private owned. Well, whoever owns it now, that money, if they have any kind of money, it's going to be gone. they're gonna have to file bankruptcy. They're gonna do something. They gotta do something for sure, because it's gonna be a wrap. It's going to be a wrap. Still, private with shares. So okay, private meaning it's not on the stock market, but there were still other owners of the company. Okay, Stockton Rush was not the only owner of the company. So kind of like going to Shark Tank, right? Where you're trying to get an investor. I'll give you 5% of my company, something like that, right? That's probably what's going on. Hip Hop Thinker says, all I know, ABL, is Jim Cramer said this opportunity has incredible future growth opportunity. I bet he did say that. I bet he did say that. That'd be something that Jim Cramer says, right? That's the Cramer complex. Say whatever the opposite of what Jim Cramer says, and then that'd be what you should invest in. That'd be a great one. All right. 4K feet will crush nuclear sub. I bet. But let's talk about the whole thing with the Navy. They heard this implode on Sunday. They heard it. Now, check it out. Some are trying to say, well, they had to confirm it. ABL, they had to find the debris field to confirm whether they heard the implosion or not. But hear me out. So when the sub went missing on Sunday, the Navy were notified, and they were listening for the sub. So it wasn't just like some noise was discovered later during the search, like going on DVR and saying, hey, was any noise right there? No. Right when the incident, right when they went missing, no communication, the Navy was on a lookout. They were listening for the noise, and they heard the implosion. So the whole time they're talking about, oh, we're hearing some noise in the water, and we're trying to, there's some banging going on in the water. We're going to look over there where the noise is. And what else? They got 4 days of oxygen, all this, that, and the third. That's what they said to us. So people were thinking that they were going to find these guys. You're going to have Stockton Rush in the sub, creating some beats, banging on the sub, banging on the trash can, throwing on the street like the Simpsons and Michael Jackson in 1994. They're thinking that's going on. We're thinking that's going on. But it wasn't. The whole time they knew that it imploded, and they were trying to find the debris field. Don't somebody didn't know what was going on. You can't say they didn't know that. They knew it. They knew what happened. And then they find the debris field, and they tell us that they heard the implosion on Thursday. What a quinky dink, right? What a quinky dink, because they told us on Thursday, that's a deadline. No more oxygen. If we don't find them on Thursday, it's a wrap. So on Thursday, they say it imploded on Sunday, and we heard it, and we found a debris field. Here it is. I was like, what? Really? Is that it? That was a plot twist I didn't expect. But the government, they'll lie. That was an outright lie. People can say that it was for a good reason, all this and that. And the third, it's the same thing Fauci said when he's talking about the masks. First, he said the mask ain't going to help you. It's a waste of time. It might block a droplet or two, but it won't give you this perfect protection you think it's going to give. He said that at first. Then he said, oh, wear a mask, wear 2 masks, wear 3 masks. If you don't wear a mask, you're going to kill your grandmama. But you said one thing a week ago. So what happened? Oh, well, I didn't want to make a run on the mask industry, so I told you a lie. Don't lie. How about that? Because when you tell lies like that, why should I ever believe you? Why believe you? If you're proven to be a liar and you want to lie for quote unquote justified reasons, I'm never going to believe you. You're a liar. Just tell me the truth or don't say a thing. Don't sit there and lie to me and then say it's for your own good. Because now I'm never going to believe you. A complete 100% lie. But whatever, they heard it on Sunday. They knew they heard it on Sunday. And then they waited until Thursday to tell us. And then the whole time they had this fake search for some noise in the water for a vessel that they knew had been gone on Sunday. It's so dumb. It's 100% dumb, but it is what it is. moral of the story is never believe the government. Never believe them. You know, they will tell you whatever they want you to know. I don't believe a thing. The government does lie. Exactly. Say it ain't so. The government lies. Absolutely. We already knew that part, but they just lie all the time. So whenever I hear from the government, I'm just automatically going to be in denial. Or not in denial, it's probably the wrong word. I'm going to be in disbelief. I'm not going to believe them. I'm going to assume they're lying immediately, right away. Until I get hardcore physical evidence, then I'll believe it. But beyond that, I'm not going to. All right. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. If you like what you heard, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Now some are saying it's a Hunter Biden diversion. I mean, the Hunter Biden thing does not need a diversion because they're not going to charge him. That's already been out there. They know that he smokes the crack. He had the gun. He evaded the taxes for 2 years, $1.2 million. We already know that he won't get charged. You know, it was just a really big story that kind of went viral that the government lied to us about. That's all. But there was a need for a distraction because we already know that they were not going to charge him. So what else is it to really talk about? All right. And there's no more to say, really. There is no more to say. But do I have more videos for you guys? I think I might have some more videos. We're going to get to the calls in a little bit. Let me go ahead and play some more, and then we'll keep rocking. I'm reading your comments as well. Did we go to the moon? I don't think so. I think he probably went to Area 51 where there's a soundstage and filmed propaganda because we were in the middle of the space race with Russia. That's what that was, in my opinion. Yeah, we ain't go to the moon, in my opinion. But, you know, that's kind of controversial for me to say. I know some guys may feel differently, like we did go to the moon, but I highly doubt it. I highly, highly, highly doubt it. If we did go, then great, fantastic. But I don't think that we did. Yeah, a lot of tax evasion. Yeah, 1.2 million. He paid the money back, but so what? So did Wesley Snipes. So did Fat Joe. They still went to prison. I mean, it don't even matter. They'll say, look, you paid, thanks for that. But because you evaded, or we say you evaded, we're going to convict you of evasion. Because of that, you're still going to prison. That is the bottom line. And it's really crazy, but that's where we are nowadays. That is where we are. And it is what it is. So did we go to the moon or not? Some say we did, some say we didn't. All right. Let me see. We ain't go to the moon 60 years later. We can't go back. Exactly. We went there 6 times. When did we last go to the moon? We should go to the moon all the time now with modern technology. We should be able to go on a consistent basis, but we've not been in quite a while. So I don't know what's going on with that. You know, that's pretty different. Oh, and by the way, they declassified the report on the COVID origins. Okay, I can talk about that now on YouTube, I suppose. All right. So there's a download link and everything on Twitter. Potential links between the Wuhan Institute of Virology and the origin of the COVID-19 pandemic, June 2023. Now, we all know it came from China. Trump told us. We knew it. That was the dumbest thing ever. The COVID cover story. Talking about something, it came from a bat. Really? So some random person outside the Wuhan lab of virology where they manipulate coronaviruses right there ate a bat for some random reason. Did he put duck sauce on it at the same time? Did he get some fried rice with it? Did he get it in a brown bag and went on a little silver foil to go containers? Is that what he did? Anyway, he ate a bat and then the bat became the coronavirus from him eating it. Like he ate the bat had the bug, he spread the bug to everybody else, and then it spread throughout the world. That was the first story. And then they said that was racist to say. But what was the other way that it spread? We know it started in China. We saw videos and everything else. So it sparked in China, spread throughout the world. But when we say, hey, you know what? There's a virology lab right there. They manipulate coronaviruses right there in that lab, right where it started. Maybe that's where it came from. If you said that, then you were a racist. Going back to what I was talking about earlier, right? Everything is just kind of backwards. You know, I'm a full-grown black male, but you know what? I identify as white. The truth identifies as a lie. An obvious thing can't be said anymore. If I see Bruce Jenner and I see this big 6'3", 200-pound male with big size 15 bolts on the end of his legs, right? That he calls feet. If I see that and I identify him as that, I'm a bigot. If I see a thing that makes sense, if I see there's a virology lab right there in China and the virus starts right there with videos, pictures, evidence, and I say it started right there, I'm being called a racist. But now, 3 years later, they want to say I was right the whole time. Whatever. Whatever. And we funded it. Anthony Fauci, through the Echo Labs or whatever that was, funded it. So it's not only China's fault, but the USA's fault. The governments of both places, it's both of our faults for this. But they don't want to say that. They don't want to address that issue at all. Exactly, Manic Pixie. My truth, your truth. That's like, my truth? What's that mean? Either it's true or false. 2 + 2 is 4. Ain't no my truth or your truth to that, right? Either it's true or it's false. But anyway, they put that out there. Now, I've not read that. I've just seen it today. I want to see if they really got down to the bottom of where this whole thing started, where it came from, all of that. Although, again, we already know what's going on. We already see what's happening. All right. Now, do I have more? I think I got pretty much everything I wanted to get to. Let's get to some super chats, and then I get to the calls. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. Let's get to those in a minute here. The cost for the submarine, I have no idea. That's a good question. All right. Rebel Without a Reason says, what's up with Boston PD contradiction the statements made by firemen first on the scene of the transient party where a dead body was found in their apartment with the cross-dressing men, kids, and sex toys. Now, I don't know about the contradicted statements, but speak on that right quick. That whole story was really crazy. I'm going to show that right quick, and then I keep on rocking because I did have that in my list. But just briefly, I'm going to show this clip. It was really, really pretty sad.
When they got here, they discovered someone had died and also found that several people were hiding children in a back room. Tonight, 4 children less than 10 years old are in DCF custody after authorities and public officials say they were found in an apartment with 6 cross-dressing men, sex toys, drugs, and alcohol. Firefighters discovered them after one of those adults died at the apartment.
It was obviously sickening, to hear from those that were there at the scene describing what they saw and the actions of the adults that were in the room.
The apartment was in extreme unsanitary conditions. All adult parties were being uncooperative and denied having children in the apartment.
Drugs, alcohol, drug paraphernalia, sex toys, etc. And so they were concerned. They had reached out to me just to make sure that it didn't get swept under the rug.
The governor says DCF is now involved in investigating.
Just heartbreaking. Terrible situation. DCF has taken those children into its care and custody right now.
So, no, there were 4 kids under the age of 10. So you probably heard that as far as the 10 remark. So the kids were all between the ages of 5 and 10, 4 kids. And this is a project apartment. So it was a really cramped space. It was like a hoarder house. So, it was just filthy. The kids were cramped in the back room. The adult males about 6 of them, 7 of them were having a party, right? Drugs, sex toys, drugs, paraphernalia. So you're probably talking about needles and whatnot. All in their apartment, in the project apartment. They're having a party, cross-dressing. So you're talking about streetwalkers, basically. Guys that sell themselves on the street for drugs, most likely. They're having a party in this apartment. And one of the guys ODs and dies. So the police get called to recover this guy's dead body or give him Narcan or whatever, but he's dead. And the kids are in the back. Now, of course, you got drugs, sex toys, drug paraphernalia, dead body, and the kids in the back, and y'all are males cross-dressing. You don't want the police to come in to discover the scene, and you're in a hoarder house. You don't want that to be seen. So the males were trying to prevent the authorities from coming in. And who were the kids belonging to? I have no idea. One of the men who was cross-dressing said the kids were his. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know where their moms are. I have no idea what's going on. Trafficking involved, possibly. But guess what? Nobody got arrested. So, I mean, at a certain point, if you see that kind of scene, all the adults should go to the penitentiary. But nobody got arrested. The kids are in DCFS custody out there in Boston. Hopefully, they get reunited with their moms. If their moms are not dead or on drugs or something or have a better life. But going back to the super chat from Rebel Without a Reason, Boston PD had a statement that contradicted the statements from the firemen. I have no idea what the statements were and how they contradicted. But yeah, it's pretty rough. All right. Yeah, definitely, Sandra. I agree with you. Delete them right there on the spot, for sure. Michael Critchlow says, did you hear about the guy who drove his tractor trailer? I read that one already. Thank you for that, boss. Zenesis Kainsworth, thank you for your super chat. Or for saying trans kids, just another Trojan horse. Exactly. Thank you to Mark Peterson, who says, after watching you for years and how you've gotten older, you really rock the great and look good. Take care, my friend, 59-year-old vet. Thank you for that, man. I appreciate you. Thank you to Nick for the super chat. Thank you to Krista, who says, pure curiosity. Can you explain origin of Big Rocks, Little Rocks? Thank you. Love your videos and the callers. You're appreciated. Thank you for that. I appreciate you with the heart and the prayer and the smile emoji. Big Rocks, Little Rocks. It just came from. I'm not sure where that exactly came from, but I just know, when you go to like the Gulag and whatnot back in the day, you be in there breaking down big rocks and the little rocks. And I just use that as a way to express extreme punishment, like Gulag type environments, big rocks, little rocks. So that's kind of where that comes from. Thank you for your super chat. Thank you to Nick Corio, who says, wait, so can vegans eat lab-grown chicken? That's a good question. I mean, because there's no animal cruelty, the reasoning for you not wanting to eat the animals is not there if it's about wanting to protect the cruelty and whatnot. So I have no idea. That's a very good question. Thank you to Lothair, who says, the CEO of Submarine, well, he's talking about of Oceangate, is literally the human version of Mr. Krabs, extreme cheapskate. Thank you to Mojo, who said, keep up the good work. Pardon me. Thank you for that, man, with the clapping and the thumbs up. I appreciate you, boss. All right, we got calls to get to. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. The number is always in the description. Also, in the ticker at a certain point, it'll be right there in the bottom of the screen. There's also an email to call through Skype. If it doesn't work properly, don't blame me. Blame the white man. It's not my fault. Y'all know how I go. Again, the number to call, 434-658-1220. Let's go ahead and get rocking and rolling. All right. 860, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL, it's your old-time friend, F&A Ranger Xbox. How you doing, brother?
It's all good, man. What's happening?
All right, real fast before I get to the important stuff. We went to the moon. My dad was chief of the boat of DD-825 USS Carpenter. The Hornet captain requested my dad's ship as an escort. I was actually on the Hornet deck with Neil Armstrong and President Nixon when they came back from the moon. My dad literally watched it fall out of the sky. You can actually buy or rent the movie Apollo 2019, Apollo 11, 2019. It's a color documentary, and the reason why they released it was to put all this to bed. And everybody says, well, why didn't they release it in 1969? Because we all had black and white TVs, and I was the remote. There was no such thing as a high definition TV in 1969. And you can see Hubble Space Telescope photographs of the moon, and you'll still see those footprints there. Where's the machine that made the footprints? If we had not went to the moon and the Soviet Union had discovered it, they would still be rubbing our noses in it. And that's all I got to say about that.
All righty. Well, there it is.
Now, the important thing, and I'm telling you from first person, I was 8 years old standing on the deck of the Hornet when they were in the jet stream with President Nixon. I was standing next to a photographer that took the picture. So anyway, let's do a recap of what's happened since Joe Biden took office, because this is critical. This is the most important story. Everything else is a sideshow distraction. Number one, shut down America's pipelines, raise the cost of fuel and food, open the border up, allowing tens of thousands of military-age men from BRICS nations to enter the country, selling strategic oil reserves that belong to our military for our defense to China. So now we don't have any oil. Over 150 food processing plants have been destroyed in the past 2 years. There have been test attacks on our power grid, and there's only 18 critical junctions to take out, and you will eliminate the power grid across America. Train bridges and railroad tracks are failing all over the place. And the most important thing of all, Klaus Schwab gave a speech on how they're going to destroy America. They're going to do a serious attack and shut down the internet and then the power grid, and then they're going to declare martial law. They're not going to allow a 2024 election. And I know I've said a lot of crazy stuff over the past 2.5 years, but have I ever been wrong?
Well, we're going to see.
Yeah, we're going to see. It's going to hit the fan hard. And so people stockpile food. Buy food that, canned food will last 5 to 10 years if it's kept in a place where it won't rust. And pray. We need help. We're in trouble because once America falls, the rest of the world follows. Klaus Schwab said China is a perfect example of how a government should operate. Heck no. Heck no. Big heck no. And I ain't eating no processed chicken or lab-grown chicken. And that's all I got, brother. Love the work. Great show. About the submarine, they heard that an implosion and lost communications at the time. Because you hear sound travels through the water better than it does through air. At Pearl Harbor, I had access to the Naval Library for 3 years when I was a kid. Remember when I told you bullies don't look in the library?
Okay.
What does a kid whose dad's in the Navy going to read about at Pearl Harbor? The attack on Pearl Harbor. The tapping in the Arizona did not stop until day 23. And every single man that was working, trying to rescue people, heard that tapping day and night. And it drove some people nuts because they knew they were never going to rescue those men. And, what can you do?
Right on.
But, I'll close with that. God bless you, ABL. I hope I'm wrong. I really hate being right all the time. It sucks. It's not fun. It's a nightmare. It keeps me awake at night. And these people are just they're just sleepwalking through life. They're not going to have a clue until it comes, and it's coming. They're not going to allow a 2024 election because if Trump gets in, there's going to be a reckoning. There's going to be a reckoning. Anyway, I'll close with that, brother. Love you. God bless America. Let's get our country back, folks. This is insane. Goodbye, ABL.
Thank you for the call, man. Appreciate you.
Bye.
All right. Shout out to my man. Great call. I had one more clip to show you guys. I almost forgot about this clip. I wanted to show you guys. Yeah, RFK. RFK is Jack. RFK is 69 years old, almost 70 years old. RFK Jr., pardon me. And he's out there in Venice Beach or somewhere, California looks like, lifting weights with jeans on, no shirt. Okay, we got music. We can't play that. But I'm not really sure how much weight this is on the bar. You know, I'm not going to hate on it too much because you're 69 years old. That appears to be about 75 pounds. Like, I don't know. Olympic bar, 45 pounds. Maybe that's, maybe 25 at the most and a 10. So that's not a whole lot, like 100 pounds, maybe. But, yeah, he's jacked, though. That's RFK Jr., 69 years old. Now, people are saying, oh, well, you know, that's just him. He's just out there getting sun, and the carnivore diet is like, really? Is that all it is? Now, check it out. Now, can you be looking like that at 69 years old with just sun and a carnivore diet? I mean, come on. I'm not saying he's on steroids, but definitely 100% TRT, 1,000%. If you looking like that at almost 70 with no testosterone supplement, man, come on, be for real. That's not natty at all. But no hate, though, no hate. Testosterone, I'm not necessarily against it. I'm not on test myself. I'm not at that particular point in my life. But I do know some guys that are like, I know some guys that are in their early 30s that are already on tests. It's like, y'all doing a little bit too much, man. Is it that serious, man? Good grief. But if you're his age on tests, I get it. I get it. Oh, you talking about him and Rogan? Hold on. And Rogan's on test as well. Rogan admits to being on test, so it's not even a thing. He admits to. He's not even trying to hide it. It's like, why hide it? You know what I mean? Just be all the way real. I can't find that picture right now, but I'll find it in a minute. Let's keep on rocking here. The number to call, you guys on the drill. Okay, I had one caller, but I missed. Let me go. I'm speaking to you online, 617.
Hey, what's going on, man? ABL.
What's happening?
Hey, what happened to the previous caller, man? It's like we going down the hill, and where these callers are getting their information, man?
I don't know what you're talking about. Just say what you got to say.
You know, the previous caller said that the country's going down the hill, that we're not going to have food, and then actually we overproducing food for his very information. We don't have people to go and pick up the food. We're producing too much. That's what we're doing right now. So I think the country is doing great. Things are doing great. I mean, unemployment is 3.6%. The last job report was 379,000 jobs. I mean, that's a record number that we never had before.
So I got a question. How about California? How's California doing?
California is doing well. You know how many startups started in California last year?
Okay, so
you have any idea?
So why are there so many people out there homeless and struggling and trying to?
Well, we have a problem with addiction. That's the same problem we had in the 80s with crack. I mean, I don't know you remember, how young you were.
So why is the problem?
That's a problem.
Excuse me. Why is the problem so bad in California? Because addiction is a countrywide problem. Why is it so bad in California, specifically with the homeless? Like, why is it so bad over there?
I'm going to explain. You allow me to explain, then maybe. Okay. When Obama passed the ACA, California is one of the states that insurance company took a lot of this money that cover drug addiction. A lot of these, it was a scam actually behind it. A lot of the, pretty much there were people recruiting drug addicts all over the country to send them to California, where doctors were getting paid for like pretty much getting paid extra for each patient that they have into their payroll. And that will lead to California to have a lot of people coming there and getting the methadone clinics, going through these drug programs. But those drug programs, they were going for 30 days, 60 days, and then they will release them. When you release those people, they go back into the street. They're going to do drugs again. They are sick, mentally ill, because these people are mentally ill. This is a sickness. And they have nowhere to go. That will create that problem. That's why California has that problem.
So would
That's
that,
one of the reasons.
So would that be a problem with the California lawmakers?
No, that was the ACA. I just told you when the Obama passed the Affordable Health Care Act.
So why California? So if the ACA is a federal thing, and it's not about the local lawmakers in California, then why was California affected negatively more than any other place?
Because California took a lot of this money to cover for the insurance company to cover for drug addiction.
So the California lawmakers, so the government of California did that, right?
Yeah, the federal government. Because remember, the federal government started distributing the money to the states. A lot of the state of California took a lot of that money to cover for that particular expense. And then the people started doing this scam, bringing drug addicts
So do you think that all the homeless are drug addicts?
The vast majority are drug addicts, I believe. Some of them, they can't afford rent. I mean, rent is extremely expensive in California. I
thought California was doing good, though. So why does it matter how much the rent costs? I thought California was doing very well.
I mean, no, everything is doing well, obviously. Okay. I mean, there's some good things and some bad things. If you increase the price of rent, those who doesn't have the skills to have jobs that are paying some money, they will be able to live or to afford an apartment. Some people live in the car, some people live in tents. But the vast majority of people that live in tents, they are drug addicts. There might be some that might be living in the street. And I remember California had this problem that a lot of these kids that graduate from acting school, they go to California thinking they're all going to make a big shot in Hollywood, and a lot of them ended up in the streets because they can't afford apartments. So that's a problem. But I'm saying, you're not going to have a perfect society. You're going to have problems in society. I mean, if you go even where you live in Tennessee, there's a lot of poverty, right? Because people can't either there are not enough jobs, or people or a lot of people are disabled, or whatever the situation might be. But you're not going to have that perfect. But California is one of the major engines of our economy. There's no argument about that. Okay. So I don't know.
So they lost 500,000 people, and they also lost, I think, 1 or 2 congressional seats because of people leaving California and coming to places like Tennessee. They're going to Arizona. They're going to places like Utah, Texas, etc. So if it's doing that well, then why are people leaving and going to more conservative places where they get better policies on the books?
That's not about policies on the books. It's about people living in California, because if I go to Tennessee, I could, for $500,000, I could buy a mansion. If I'm a young person, let's say if somebody is 27, 30 years old, living in California, paying, I mean, one of the problems is the taxes. That's true. They pay higher taxes.
Policies, correct.
That's one of the problems. But also the main problem is the cost of living. For the house that you could get in California, in Texas or Tennessee or Alabama, 5-bedroom, colonial home with 3 baths, that will cost you millions of dollars. Over here, it will cost you $350,000. So if you could work remote, where you rather live, where they pay more or where you pay less?
Well, it's policies on the books that make it so. California.
That's not so much about policy.
It is. That's what it is. Because you said taxes. That's part of it right there. You got state,
that's a big thing. Taxes before.
That's a big thing. California is too expensive to live because of the policies that are on the books. And you come to Tennessee, where there's no state income tax. It's cheaper to live. It's a better place. It's overall better place. It's not so much crime and violence. It's cheaper to live. Not so many oppressive taxes. More freedom, guns, everything else.
What do you mean more freedom? They have freedom in California. What are you
I said more freedom.
They have freedom in California.
I didn't say. I didn't. Excuse me, sir. I didn't say they didn't have freedom, but there's more freedom over here where we live rather than in California. There's more here than California. That's a fact.
I don't know what you mean by more freedom, but okay. I'll leave it like that. But the people are leaving is because, I mean, they have higher taxes before. People did not live before. People were going to California. But I think one of the things that tipped off it was the remote, because people now can work from home. As most people can work from home, people decided to move to Florida, where life is cheaper, to Texas, Tennessee and those places where there's a good weather, number one, and also the cost of living is way cheaper. You could get an apartment for cheaper there and a home for cheaper. So why they want to be paying more in California?
Lower cost of living, more freedom, less crime and violence, more friendly, better weather, overall better place to be.
I mean, depend what you're looking for. You're looking for a diversity, and you one of the guys that want to have a startup, and then you go to California. You want to be one
diversity.
of those guys want to do it.
Diversity how? Diversity and diversity how? In a place that got 5%. Excuse me, 5% black people in the state. Diverse where? Huh?
Well, there's some black people living in San Francisco.
Less than 5%.
Yeah, but there are some. But
where I live, where I live is 33% of everything. 33% black, 33% white, 33% Hispanic. That's diverse. Not California, where it's mostly white and Asian. White, Asian, and Hispanic. Like in San Fran, white and Asian, and then throughout the entire state, it's mostly Hispanic.
You go to Compton, there's some black people living there.
Yeah, Compton, not even no more. Compton is mostly Hispanic now.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. So those who bought a house earlier in Compton,
go to the ghetto, right? That's where the black people at. Okay, I got you.
Well, the Compton's it's not really a ghetto. I mean,
come on, let's stop.
It's not.
Let's stop.
It's not really a ghetto.
Is Compton like if you were to go to California? Is that where you want to go? You want to go to Compton and live right there? You know what? I'm in California.
Probably not.
I want to move right to California.
Depends.
Okay. All right. But
depends what you're looking for.
Right. But look, we don't got all night. We don't got all night.
Nothing what that guy's saying is true. Okay. We are not collapsing. We're doing fine. The country's doing fine. Okay, just stop.
Right, no doubt. But thank you for your call, man. I appreciate you.
All right, I gotta go.
All right. My man said Compton. All right. You want to go to Gangland? You trying to be Blood, Crip, all that? You trying to do that? Okay, cool. But yeah, shout out to California. Exactly. You trying to join the set? You trying to get put on hood? Like I ain't trying to do all that. 918, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, what's up, ADO? JD Scott from Oklahoma. How you doing, buddy?
It's all good, man. What's happening?
Hey, hello, man. Trying to stay cool here, man. This summer's getting pretty hot already. That dang global warming. Need to get John Kerry out of here on his private jet and figure out what's going on.
Right.
But I was going to kind of echo a little bit of what FA Ranger Xbox said about the 2024 election. You know, I worry about that too. I really do, because after what happened in 2020, just shows that, oh man, anything's possible, dude. I mean, we all know, anyone with a brain knows that Biden did not get 81 million legitimate votes. You know, I will always stand by that. So I am worried about the 2024 election, about what they may try to come up with next. But one thing I did want to say regarding Trump, I'm still pro-Trump. I'm going to be supporting him all the way. As for his running mate, I've been seeing rumors and talk about Tulsi Gabbard. And Tulsi Gabbard, now I know she's Democrat, but she seems like a very logical woman, you know, and she's very good looking, so that helps too. But she's been going on Fox News a lot, doing like the Five and the Gutfeld show. So I think she's pretty much like moving away from the Democrat Party. So I think she would be an excellent choice to run alongside Trump. So I just wanted to get your take on that, of what you thought. And love you, man. I'll leave it at that. Love everybody in the chat and all the callers. And God save the Queen, man.
Thank you for the call, man. Appreciate you.
All right. Later, dude.
All right. Great call. Shout out to my man for the call. But, yeah, about Tulsi Gabbard, I don't think so. I'm not a fan. Well, I'm not going to say I don't like her. I think she's a good person. For a Democrat, she's a good person. The same thing with RFK, a good Democrat, but a Democrat nonetheless, because I keep going back to this whenever somebody asks me about Tulsi. When she was on a debate stage with a bunch of other Democrats, when she was trying to become the president, every question they asked them, any kind of cultural topic, political topic, they all agreed on. So it's like, you may be reasonable to speak to, like you're not going to screech at me when it comes to our conversations, but then when it gets down to brass tacks and what you really believe in and your policy decisions, you're going to be on the same page with Democrats 9 times out of 10. So what's the point of having a person like that be a running mate for a person supposed to be conservative and have different points of view than the Democrats? Yeah, I think she's a nice person from what I'm able to see, but as far as her running with Trump, no. 850, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to? 850, hello.
Hello?
Yes, who am I speaking to?
Oh, this is Clayton Bell in Arkansas. How you doing, ABL?
Oh, well, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. Long-time listener, first-time caller. But anyways, I got some notes here so I don't get all scatterbrained. But, hey, man, everything that's going on right now, it's happened in the past, and we go in waves and cycles of good and bad, man. And the only way we're going to get out of this world alive is we repent and turn to Jesus Christ. But another thing too is everybody seems on our side of the aisle seems to be worried about freedom. Well, the main way they control us is through property and food and education. So if we just work towards owning our own property and growing our own food and educating our children, it'll work itself out because, our country is highly uneducated. That's what mainly the left is just, they're indoctrinated, not educated. So if we, as parents and citizens, do a little extra work, I mean, it's hard work to be free. We've gotten used to being comfortable, but we need to build our own houses, have our own property, grow our own food. We still go to work. You know, you ain't got to be out here just, like those groups that don't associate with society. You can still have a job, just homestead, grow enough to have your own food, and maybe trade with others. And life is a lot easier if you're going to have kids. If you just get married, you know what I mean? Just don't be out here just sleeping around and fornicating and having all these children out here. I mean, I'm guilty of that. I mean, I got saved when I was like in my early 20s, but it's all in cycles. And if it is the end times, man, you need to get some fire insurance, go over there, start following Jesus Christ, yeah, that's really all I got. Anything to add?
That's pretty much it, man. Thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Thanks for taking me. Having a good day.
All right, now, same to you. All right, shout out to the caller. Good call. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. 702, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Yes, sir. This is Kel. How are you doing?
I'm well. About yourself?
I'm doing great, man. Love your show. Hey, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Hey, let's go with Byron for Trump's VP. Let's do that.
You talking about Byron Donalds from Florida?
Yes, sir. I like the way he keeps it.
Well,
have a blessed evening, sir.
Thank you for the call. Appreciate it. I like Byron Donalds. I do like him. I think that'd be a good fit. Maybe. I had to kind of pause because Byron kind of gives me a little bit of alpha energy as well. And the only thing about Trump is it's kind of hard to have two big bulls in the ring at the same time. You want one guy to be more laid back, but I think Byron can play that position. I think that'd be a good pick for sure. Or either he could be a DeSantis VP. They're both from Florida. Well, not really, but you understand they both are Florida politicians. 904 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, man, how you doing? My name is Jay. How you doing, brother?
It's all good, man. How about yourself?
Man, I'm doing great. I recently just got done working on a Navy base. Not a Navy base, but it's called Red Rock Inn.
You said what now?
In Alabama. And you can find this on any website anywhere. Red Rock Inn. In Alabama. And I was told the last 3 days that we're on this job that we can't have no cell phones on the property. It's like, okay, no big deal. No big deal. If you hear this thing go off, you hear a little beep or whatever, or a siren, you get on your hands and knees like you did in the 50s with the damn nuclear stuff, right?
Yeah.
My friend, I saw the side of a mountain open up. I was like, are you kidding me? It's crazy.
So the mountain
Look up Red Rock installation in Alabama.
Okay, so the mountain opened up. Did anything come out, or it just open?
Oh no, no, nothing came out of it, but it opened wide up, and it's crazy. So okay, so I guess there's missiles in there. I don't know, but working on that base or near the base, Red Rock installation in Alabama, and it's like, are you kidding me? Wow, okay. We were told don't say nothing about this, don't talk about it or whatever, but it's crazy.
Yeah, it sounds pretty crazy.
It is. I'm sorry. I'm about to go to bed, but I'm glad I caught you. You do a great job, my friend. You really do. You are an asset to Americans, my friend.
Well, thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Thank you, brother.
Hey, you know, I believe him. So Red Rock Inn. So basically, you're down there in Alabama on an installation, Red Rock installation, and he saw the side of the mountain open up. Nothing came out, but maybe something could have came out. Who knows? Who am I speaking to? 347.
How you doing, ABL? Can you hear me?
I heard you well.
Okay, yeah. I just calling real quick because I just wanted to say something about the whole Andrew Tate getting indicted situation. Is that all right?
Go for it.
Yeah, I just want to say, I respect him, as a person and everything. I can't say that I agree with everything, obviously, but I think he's just way too cocky of a dude. And if he wasn't as cocky, like, he would be more beneficial to the demographic he's trying to get at. But for me, with that whole you can't interview me if you don't have $50,000 or a box of chocolates, like, he's like enticing, the media to, do negative things towards him. And I just think if he was a little bit more low profile, he would have been all right. What do you think?
I think that it's a double-edged sword, because the thing that makes him popular and go viral is the same thing that is used to kind of get him in trouble. If he wasn't so bombastic and whatnot, then you wouldn't know about him. So it's kind of hard to balance that. It's the same thing with Trump. It's like the same thing that made him be very popular and become the president is now the same thing that is working against him. So it's kind of hard to separate that from what made you become who you are.
Yeah. I don't really necessarily agree with the whole cam girl thing. I'm sure he wasn't targeting, young men or whatever. I don't know. Maybe he was over the age of 18, I guess. But I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. But I just hope that that this whole indictment thing actually works out in his favor at the end of the day. But that's for him to deal with. So prayers up to him.
Yeah, hopefully everything works out.
Yeah. Anyway, ABL, good show like usual. Have yourself a great night. Take care.
Thank you for the call, man. Appreciate you.
Later.
Yeah, shout out Andrew Tate. Yes, it's one of those things, the thing that makes him be popular and go viral and the most searched guy on the internet is the same thing they're using right now to take him down. It's one of those things. Shout out 757 Stevenson. I see you, boss. 2 up, 2 down. You already know. Let's go to 859 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Yo, ABL, how's it going? I want to keep it short and simple and sweet, man. Loving the show, man. I've been listening to my audio while working, man. Listener and libertarian, man. What's up, bud?
Everything's good, boss. What's happening?
All right, man. I'm just working hard. living happy, man. And the first of next month, man, I'm going to Waverly Hills, man. I'm gonna go something, man. If you want to check out my channel out, I went to Puckwood Bridge over in Louisville. So I found the AKA Goat Man. Hey, I love historical places, and I think it's fun. And you know the whole submarine thing, man. The CEO, man, irresponsible. And that guy, I swear, the whole company should have been investigated against the FBI because that's mishandling that's mishandling. And you're right, they're going to get bankrupt. They're going to lose everything, and they deserve it. You know.
Right on. I'm with you.
And that's how. And I made that comment that like he's literally like legitimately the human version of Mr. Krabs, like a cheapskate, like a controller. You gotta be kidding me! If I saw a controller in a submarine, I'm out. It's not worth the money. It's not even worth my life. And I travel to all these places, these historical places, to do my investigations and for ghost hunting. If I see something like that, I'm not doing it. My safety and my crew is more important than anything else, man. Nice talking to you, bro. Loving the show, man.
Thanks for the call, man. Appreciate you.
You too, man. Much love, bro.
Yeah, definitely. I see. It wasn't even a name brand. It's like a Logitech. If you're gonna have a controller in there, at least have it be wired and something that is a little bit more reliable. You giving me a Logitech PC controller from Amazon, kind of the old one at that. It's like, why cheap out on that kind of thing? You would think that would be a little bit more important, but I guess not. 203 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
ABL, what's up, man? It's Angel.
All right, man. What's going on?
Nothing much, man. How you been?
It's all good, boss. Can't complain.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. Listen, lately I've been watching you. I've been seeing a lot of people bringing up some pertinent stuff.
Right on.
Like that guy who was talking about the moon stuff and all that, right? And it's weird because it's always leading back to COVID. I know that sounds crazy, right?
I'm not really sure where you're going, so I'm just
Yeah.
rocking with you.
All right, so peep this. Look at this. Look. So what if COVID isn't necessarily a biological weapon that happens? Because remember, the flu went away, right?
Well,
Where was the flu for a year?
That's what they say. They say it went away, but I don't believe that. But
No, it didn't go away. So honestly, so check this out. I was watching your videos with the submarine. That was very intriguing. I think that was a hoax.
So you think that it didn't implode? Like it wasn't like what do you think happened?
No, because I was doing the math on it, and I talked to some people, and so look, in order for that to have imploded that way, number one, the PSI level versus the density, that thing would have, not even a mile, it would have been able to handle. Not even a mile. But anyways, I know I'm jumping back and forth, but I want to hit you up with something, bro. I think this is really, really good. So, the COVID thing, right? Check this out. I think, honestly, that's 5G, bro. Because you know where, let's put it this way. When they initially did 5G, guess where it was? In Wuhan.
Okay.
Right before the pandemic. 100%.
So is it a 5G related illness that spread?
Yep. That's exactly what's going on. That's why you see a lot of utility workers and stuff with the buckets and all that. They're changing out the fiber optic cables. They're putting hubs near public, spaces, whether it be schools or hospitals and all that. And so you'd have to understand the difference between, let's say, 4G and 5G, which I have a buddy of mine who works for AT&T. He's actually one of my mentors. I broke it down to him, and he broke it down. So there's a difference what's called ionized and non-ionized. So ionized is where you cross the spectrum where it becomes like radiation, ultraviolet rays. And if you look at it, it's all there, man. It's all there. All you have to do is ask the right questions. So technically speaking, you should only have about below the threshold of, like, let's say 3.3. With 5G, you're going up in excess of almost 50 gigahertz of radioactive frequency, like a microwave.
Okay.
It's legit, man. Yeah. So what happens is that pretty much vaporizes all the water molecules in any biological thing, whether it be plants, whether it be any living thing, pretty much. So then that could cause something like, I got pneumonia, I can't breathe. So when 5G, what happened is Chicken to China, right? Because they don't care about their people. They surrounded the city with the 5G radiation, bro. They put all these towers down, and when they flicked the switch on, people started frying. And it was tens of thousands of people, bro. I remember watching the video. I was warning my friends and parents. I said, dude, something's going on overseas. I'm watching these people bleed out, like, on the spot. Over here, of course, because we're in a telecommunication war between Hawaii, right? Right? East versus West. We had to do it a little bit slowly into it. That's why they got all these EV vehicles going on now. Jet, man.
All righty, man. Well, thank you for the call. I appreciate you. Very interesting perspective.
And we did not go to the moon, bro. Come on.
There it is.
It's in the Bible. Let me ask you a question. Listen. I
have no more time. So thank you for your call, man. I appreciate you.
2 seconds.
I got no more time, boss. Thank you for the call. I appreciate you. All right. Shout out to the caller. All righty. Hey, man, I shout out to all the callers with your unique perspectives. I appreciate all you guys. All right. You guys are the best. All right. Let's go. 678. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Yes, sir. This is Jim from Georgia.
All righty. What's going on?
Well, make it quick. All men and women, but especially men, be of great courage and follow the Most High and do what you can and lead your people. Come out of her, my people, that's rotten. Okay? That's my main message.
All righty. Well, thank you for your call.
Yes, sir.
All right. Shout out to you guys. You guys are fantastic tonight. Let's go to 404 to the line. Who am I speaking to? 404, hello. Going once, going twice. All right, 404. I don't know what happened. Maybe that was me, but I think it was you. So shout out to all the callers. You guys are fantastic. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. 504 to the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL. It's Alien Spaceship.
All right, man. What's going on?
All right. So, I was just watching the stream, and now I answer the call. So, okay. I have a unique perspective about the submarine.
All righty.
All right. So, basically, when I went live and talked about it, and basically what happened was it went to the Titanic 3 times, and it was made out of a material that, James Cameron was saying that it wasn't good for submarines, and I don't, off the top of my head, I unfortunately don't recall what it was called, but so basically they were going down to see it, and then eventually through wear and tear, and it wasn't designed properly, it imploded, but they're trying to go back up, because in the ship they were having sensors in there inside the submarine, and they were dropping the stuff to go back up, and then it imploded.
Oh, okay. I see.
Right. And also they have steel they use on the submarines and the submersibles, and materials that are very tough and strong. And one of my subscribers was saying how if it has more layers in it, it could possibly work with that material, but it was too flimsy. And yes, you're right about the controllers, but the Navy and the Army does use those controllers, but they have like it wired in. But the kind of stuff they were using was very cheap stuff that should never have been used on that type of machine.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like there was quite a bit of corner cutting from what I was able to see. Yeah, not a very good thing to do.
Right, and it's 12,500 feet. It takes an hour and 45 minutes to get down there. And in my opinion, I think that of your perspective could be correct, but at the same time, there's a lot of noises underwater, and they may have not have been absolutely certain it was it. They likely thought it was, but they want to be 100% certain. And I thought it imploded because they kept saying they're just floating around underwater without any signal. But when they had no signal coming from it, that's when I assumed it just blew up.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't even think that at first, but now that you're saying it, it makes a lot of sense.
Right. And yeah, and James Cameron wishes he could have been more vocal about it. But I think that the community of people that do that stuff in general were very vocal about it. And the French guy, he was uncertain about this thing. And the CEO, he was very cocky. And nothing wrong with confidence or taking risks, but you have to do it right. And there's a proven way to get it done, because James Cameron went down there. He was there more than the captain was on the ship. And I think it would have been best to consult experts and people. And it takes a lot of time to build something like that through computer testing and stuff, so there won't be a problem. And it's unfortunate that there was a loss of life.
Oh, definitely. Absolutely.
Right. Yeah, and it's very interesting. I was looking up about Russia because I'm very interested in Russia. And the people, yes, the Wagner group was going through and trying some kind of coup. And I know people, they seem very calm, and there doesn't seem to be much going on. And then Putin was angry. And I saw a translation, and he was basically saying about how there was, high treason and the people are going to be punished. Then later on, they changed and said the people are not going to be punished and the leader is going to be let go. And as I said, it is kind of strange, but I don't know of what exactly is going on over there.
Yeah, there's a whole lot happening. A lot of things that don't make any sense. It's pretty confusing. I'm pretty confused as well.
Yeah, because I don't know what the purpose is, if it's a fake. I don't know what these people, if they were, hypothetically speaking, were able to take Russia. I don't know what their policies are. I don't know what they would do. And, it's probably something bad or woke, because it happened before in Russia in 1917.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And, yeah, also, Georgia Peach was telling me that, her son's in the Army, and him and some other relative were maybe stationed close of somewhere over there, in Europe, and there could be something that may be going on. Obviously, we know from the news, and that's something else that I picked up on as well.
Right on.
Right, and yeah, I would like to see more information about the submarine as it comes out, because there's just so much information. It's coming out every few minutes or so, and I will keep looking up about it. And yeah, that's all I have to say for this call. Thank you for taking my call.
Thanks for the call, man. Appreciate you.
Okay, bye.
All right. Shout out to you guys for being here. The number to call, 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. One speaking to 517, you're on the line.
ABL?
Yes, sir.
Hey, this is Julio from Denver calling from Michigan. How are you tonight, sir?
It's all good, man. Can't complain about yourself.
Good. Just wanted to ask you a question, sir.
All righty.
In your opinion, do you think the dollar is disappearing?
That's a good question. I'm not sure about disappearing, but definitely getting weaker, because you have a lot of other things going on.
Do you think the dollar is getting weaker or disappearing, sir? Yes or no?
I mean, I think I answered the question. I tell you, I don't know if it's disappearing, but it is getting weaker.
So you think so, huh?
I think it's getting weaker.
I'm hearing that too. I don't even know what to say, man. Just things are getting crazy out there. I just want to know if everything was true or not. You know, I went to the local GameStop where I live, and someone's shirt said they, them, and it's a guy with a beard. You know, I just wanted to confirm. I've been watching a lot of videos on YouTube, obviously, and hearing a bunch of rumors. And bottom line is, you know, I believe that our religion and our Constitution is trying to be abolished. When do you think we should all stand up and hold the people accountable that have been in power for 60 years in this country and haven't done a single thing but make things worse?
Well, I'm not sure what that means. Like, how are you gonna do that?
Well, I mean, us as people, we, the people, you influencers are the ones that have the voice. I mean, shouldn't you guys be talking about, you know, real things instead of joysticks and things that really don't matter? Like, I don't know, Crowder's divorce. I mean, it's just things are not being taken seriously. And I want to know, should we start taking things a little bit more seriously?
Okay, so like I'm asking you, what should we do? Like, what should I be talking about that would make more sense, a more serious thing? You give me your suggestion.
Well, I mean, there's this guy I've been watching. His name's Andy Frisella. He talks real things, man. He wants the government to be held accountable for what they're doing to us. He wants people to be held accountable for COVID. It's a crime against humanity. I don't understand why everybody's talking about Crowder and
okay.
And
I mean, I understand. Wait, sir. I understand what you're saying. I feel where you're coming from, but give me a tangible thing. Like, what can I do? Give me that. I want your suggestion. You talk about a guy.
I don't know, sir. You're the influencer. I mean, wouldn't you guys be discussing? Hey, the dollar's disappearing. Things are going to get bad here in a few months. Countries around the country or the world are actually leaving the dollar to go to a different currency.
I've already done videos on that. I talked about BRICS, the BRICS currencies. I've already talked about that. So what more can I?
We need to talk about these things a lot more and a lot more often. I watch your show, and it's just a bunch of hoo-ha and talking about, you know, the controller to the sub, and we need to start talking about real things here instead of just, you know,
now tell me
things that really don't make sense or matter.
Sir, answer me this question: what is that going to do? If I talk about it more, how is it going to make a difference? You tell me.
Well, I mean, all these big corporations have a big grasp on us. We need to find other places that are mom and pop shops.
But check it out. But listen. Hear me out, sir. Excuse me, sir. Hear me out. What can I do? Like, you're talking about, talk about it more. What is that going to do to move the needle? How is that going to help at all?
Well, instead of talking about this,
no, sir, you're not listening to that, sir. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. You're not answering the question. My question to you is very simple. I understand your point, but how can I fix the problem? How can I fix it? Talking about it more ain't gonna do nothing.
Fix it, but you can
so if I can't, excuse me, if I can't fix it, then what's the point? Like, at the end of the day, people come here. Excuse me. I'm gonna just talk because you know what? Like, when I'm talking, nobody can hear you. You're like Ivan. I'm gonna just mute you right now. Look, this channel, I can't change the world. You know, I can just inform people about certain things, talk about things that are going on, give my opinion on it. But you can't come here and expect me to fix the world. That's not really how it's going to happen. I wish that I could. Wish I could just come right here in front of the camera and talk about certain things and fix all the problems of the world. But that's not living in reality. The guy you watch talks about certain things that you like. I suggest you go watch that. You have a better time. But thank you for your call, man. I appreciate you. I mean, what am I going to do? There's nothing I can inform people about certain things that's going on. You may think my content is kind of superficial or superfluous or whatever, but like, what you want me to do? What am I going to do? Talk about what you want me to talk about and nobody watch it and it makes no difference anyway? All right. But thank you for the call, boss. I appreciate you. Let's keep on rocking here. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all of that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. All righty, let's go. 717 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hi. Hi. Am I live right now?
You're live.
Oh my gosh. Hi. Well, my name is Jessica. So I just saw the last caller, and honestly, I just wanted to lighten up the mood a little bit. First off, I will say that I've been watching your show for years now. But I actually, lately, I've just actually been noticing how funny you are. Like, you roast a lot of the people that you do your videos about, and it's absolutely hilarious. So, I just wanted to say, is there any way that you could do, like, a compilation of, like, all of, like, the mini roastings that you've done? Because it's just so funny. So,
I might need to do that. That's a good idea. Well, thank you for that. That's a good idea. I might make that happen for sure.
Yeah. But that's all I wanted to say. I love your show. Keep up the great work. Like I said, I just wanted to lighten the mood.
Thank you for the call.
Hi to everyone in the chat. Have a great night.
All right, now.
Thanks. Bye.
That most certainly lightened the mood up. She most certainly, she was so nice and cheerful and gave me a compliment. That right there, hey, shout out to you, caller. That was A1, fantastic. Heart emoji. All right, you get all the heart emojis. All right, shout out to you. All right. I got time for a few more calls here. Y'all have been great tonight. Thank y'all for joining. Okay. Let's go to, and y'all please hang tight for me. 404, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hello. Hello, is this my Anthony?
I'm not your Anthony, sir.
Yes, excuse me, Anthony, it's ma'am, boo. And you know, it's me, Anthony. You know I had to call in. It's June, and I just been celebrating, Anthony. You know what the month is, Anthony. You know what this month is, Anthony?
Pride Month?
Yes, and you should come to Atlanta and come out with us, Anthony.
I'm good, thank you. I'll pass on that.
I'm just enjoying myself, Anthony. I'm down here in Atlanta. I just got through drinking a 6-pack of Bud Light, Anthony. It's my favorite beer now, Anthony.
I bet it is.
I'm gonna send they sales off the roof, Anthony. That's all we gonna buy at the gay club, Anthony.
I bet that it kind of fits.
You should come drink some Bud Light with us, Anthony.
I'll pass. I appreciate it though.
Whatever, Anthony. I already know what your favorite beer is anyway, Anthony.
What is it?
Coke 45.
A Coke 45, like Bill D. Williams.
No, Coke 45, like your man Donald Trump, Anthony. You know who I'm talking about,
there
Anthony.
You go, 45. I got you.
Mm-hmm. But why is y'all so mad about the LGBTQ, ABCD, EFGA, IOU community, and all the times white community, Anthony? Why is y'all so mad, Anthony?
Y'all do too much. I got too much stuff going on, having the kids involved. Leave the kids out of it and just enjoy yourselves as adults.
Well, Anthony, I don't play with no children, Anthony. I don't even like kids, Anthony.
There you go. See, that's good.
I can't say nothing about anybody else, Anthony, but, you know, it is what it is.
Right.
But I just wanted to call and wish you a happy Pride Month and wish everybody else a happy Pride Month.
Well, thank you for calling. I appreciate you, boss. Okay. My man, his minutes on his cell phone ran out. That Obama phone ran out of minutes, so I don't know what happened. I ain't hang up on you, boss, but your Obama phone ran out of minutes. You need to go to the quick trip down the street, down Atlanta, down the I don't know where you at. You in the deck. You out there in College Park. Go to the quick trip and get some more minutes on that phone and get that thing refueled. That's probably the best way to go about it. Okay. Let's go. 860, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, Miel, it's Sonia. How are you?
What about yourself? Long time no hear.
Yeah. Well, I'm better now that Ivan said the country's doing great.
There you go.
I feel like we're on different planets. You know, I don't know why he was talking about California. Is that where he's from?
I don't think so. I think he's from somewhere else, like a different country. Panama somewhere. I don't know.
How long has he been calling you?
It's been a while now. It's been quite a while.
It's crazy to me because he's so consistent, and you would think by now he would see the light, right? He would convert.
I mean, sometimes you can't do it with everybody. Everybody, they're kind of stuck in their own ways and they won't see the light.
And the funny thing is, I just heard, I don't know if it was today or yesterday, that there was like a 4-month wait for U-Hauls for people trying to leave California.
Oh yeah, because they keep having these one-way trips. They're taking the U-Hauls, not coming back, so they can't keep the U-Haul trucks in stock.
If I really wanted to get the hell out of there, I would just leave my stuff behind. I wouldn't even let that stop me. Right?
Said no clothes, furniture,
Start
just
over.
leave. Yeah, it makes sense to me.
The belongings can stay. But why does he keep referencing Tennessee? Is that where you are?
Yeah, I live in Tennessee. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were in Virginia for some reason. He kept throwing Tennessee under the bus.
Well, I'm from Virginia, but I live in Tennessee.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, anyway, I'm just astounded because he's so consistent, but he never makes sense to me. But about I was going to ask you about the retired man in Queens, the doorman from last week.
Yeah.
He had all the guns in his house. You were showing the video, and I guess I wasn't paying attention the whole time because I remember you saying, what's the big deal? I just see pistols here or the kind of guns your grandfather would give you. But did you mention an AK-47 too?
Yeah, he had an AK, yeah.
Okay, but that's illegal, isn't it?
No, it's not. I don't think so.
It's not? Oh, okay. Okay, but the thing is that he was not a legal gun owner? Was that the problem?
The problem is that he didn't have licenses for all the guns. Okay, so that's the thing. In New York, you got to have a license for each weapon, and that was the issue. I'm sure he bought all these guns legally. And
but he has the license to have a gun, just he needs one for all the different types.
For New York specifically. Like, for example, if he lived here in Tennessee with those guns, it'd be no problem because you don't need a license for the guns in Tennessee. You can have whatever kind of gun you want as long as you purchase it legally, it's fine. But you got to have the guns purchased legally in New York and a specific license for the guns separate from your
Why
legal
am I not
purchase.
surprised?
Yeah.
Well, the thing is that let's just pretend he wasn't supposed to have any of them, or he didn't have a right to have any other guns, and he did break the law. Okay, but why don't they go after the thugs in the same way? Every crime is not treated with the same enthusiasm or whatever, vigor. You know, they don't go after everybody the same way. It's such a double standard.
Yeah, it's really weird, but that's, you know, they're trying to criminalize regular people and not the actual criminals. It's kind of strange.
And you know what? If he had all those guns, it lets me know that he either thought he needed them for protection or he's an enthusiast, right? So why is he still in New York if he's retired? I don't know what kept him there.
That's a good question. I'm not really sure how much money he has, if he has a pension or anything like that. So that's a really good question.
And the thing about the submarine, I mean, conspiracy theory, me is saying, how do we even know that that billionaire was on board that vessel, or anybody for that matter?
That's a good question.
Do we have proof?
Hey, yeah, that's a great question you're asking.
What else? The Hunter thing. What can I say? I mean, from the beginning, from top to bottom, to see him in the White House gala is just infuriating. After everything that we know, at first they denied the laptop, and then now it's just a misdemeanor because nobody's above the law except him, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty, they're kind of like rubbing it in your face because really he shouldn't even be at these events with the charges over his head. Just lay low, stay in Delaware, hang out. He doesn't have to be at the dinner. They're rubbing it in our faces.
Oh, of course, because you said in the video that he got a slap on the wrist, and everything that happened after that is a slap in our face because there's nothing we could do about it. And then I have one last question for you, but it's non-political. So I just wanted to know what your opinion was on smothered pork chops, if any.
I've not had those in a long time, so I'm not really sure how they're going to taste or anything. But if somebody was to cook them and say, "Hey, try that," I definitely give it a go.
I'm confused because I heard they're popular in the South, but I'm getting mixed reaction. So you're saying you don't even eat them either, huh?
Nah, I mean, I don't know where to eat that at. Like, really, I'm from Virginia. It's like more of a kind of a mid-Atlantic. It's not really like deep South. I live here now, but I'm not really from here.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll leave you with this. You know, if anything goes wrong and things don't work out, you always have Compton.
There you go. Go to Compton.
Have a good night.
Thank you for the call. Appreciate you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Yeah, I can't say I've had smothered pork chops anytime recent that I can remember. 773 on the line. I'm speaking to.
ABL, I'm so glad you fit me in. It's your retired Chicago police officer friend. Hey, ABL, first I want to say that it sounded like a young kid, the anarchist. I've dealt with people like that before who wants to, demolish everything and start from the beginning. And here's the thing. We can't do that. What we can do is defend our right and his right to uphold the Constitution, because it's a system that works. It's a system that works. The way we use capitalism and everything else, it's a system that works that has a lot of gross misuses. And this is why, and part of the problem with everything, ABL, and I wonder if you agree with me, is that when you don't have a free press, meaning the news reporters don't report what's happening, or any investigative reporters who expose the problems. Of course, there's problems in Washington because there are politicians, career politicians, who have figured out the political game to profit for themselves instead of working for you, the people. And those people should be exposed, and it should be seen that they're just working the system and profiting for themselves and filling up their pockets through lobbyists and everything else. And Joe Biden and his son are one of the perpetrators, and they're not the only ones. But if you don't have a press or any kind of form to shed a light on them, to shine a light on them, then there's corruption. So this is what's not happening in schools. They are not teaching journalism the way it should be. They're teaching partisanism. They're bipartisan. They have an agenda, and this is what they go after, and this is what they report the news on. But we have to expose that. And how do we do that now? Well, it's 30 years ago or more, the news gave you information. So you had to trust the news reporters, investigative reporters. So now we've replaced it with shows like yours and others on the internet. We have to seek out our own truth, which is hard to do because not everybody is set up to do that. It takes a lot of research to find out what's a smoke screen, if you're being bamboozled or not, and what's happening in truth. Because in truth, there are those politicians like Hunter Biden and Joe Biden. Listen, everybody knows what you did. Everybody can see what you did because, forget about the smoke screen around it. Everybody sees that you were stuffing your pockets with money and placing your son in places to get that money. And there's a lot of other politicians, both Democratic and Republican, on both sides that have that kind of corruption. And we have to expose them and get them out. Why? Because their greed is working against our best interest as a country and as people. That's what's happening. Our best interest is being corrupted by them. So you want to see that. It would be the same in the police department, ABL. I wholly agree. If you don't shed a light on the criminal elements within a police force, you're going to have corruption because they can take over very quickly and easily and take over everything. That's what the mafia does. They find a way to insert themselves and corrupt the system and put money in their own pockets. So I welcome that kind of scrutiny on politicians and other people in society, on corporations that know that somebody in Bangladesh is sewing together their volleyballs at 12 cents a day. All this stuff, where does it come from? From information that the news used to provide you. Somebody sheds a light on it, and they're not doing that. So the internet tries to shed the light on it, and everybody sees. Everybody sees what happens through the internet, shows like yours and others. And you have to look at these things and decide for yourself what's real and what's not real, what has a ring of truth to it or what doesn't have a ring of truth to it. That's my 2 cents. Thanks for getting to me, ABL, and I appreciate you letting me use your show as a platform to talk to other people. I'll talk to you later.
Thank you for the call. Appreciate you.
Thanks, ABL.
All right, great call. Great way to end the show. That will be a wrap for me tonight. You guys have been fantastic. If you couldn't get on, I'm sorry. You know, don't blame me, blame the white man. But I'll be back again live on Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. So right now, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This show will be available on your favorite audio streaming platform, whether that be Spotify, Google Play, Apple iTunes, etc. Link for that will be in the description box, or go to your favorite audio streaming platform and search ABL Live. I should pop right on up. Thank y'all for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these internets. Shout out to the mods, keeping the trolls nice and in check. If you guys been in the building, shout out to everybody that's been watching, retweeting, super chatting, whatever you're doing. I could not do the show without you. I got a few super chats to read right here. Then I wrap it on up, put the bow clean on top. Thank you to Mojo, who says, keep up the good work. Thank you to Clay Bisbee 704, who says, ABL, can you do a show on unemployment? In Washington State, they're kicking people off of unemployment, no extension, and pushing them to lower paying jobs. I'll look into it for sure. Thank you to Dane Smith, who says, good day, mate. Unfortunately, the sun is rising in the east and setting in the west. It's our own fault, deeply divided and subtly subverted. Well, hey, man, that was really, really well said. Thank you for that. Thank you to Lou Maldonado, who says, vote red or freedom's dead. FJB. Thank you to B Rex, who says, this guy's a simp. I'm not sure who he was referring to. That was an earlier comment. And thank you to Wild Reason, who says, Deep Sea Dive, sponsored by Harbor Freight. Shout out Harbor Freight. Them tools will have you in no man's land ASAP. But that will be a wrap for me. Again, you guys have been great. I'll be back live again on Wednesday, but I'm here every single day putting out pre-recorded content. So if you're not subscribed yet, please do so. But until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out, and peace.